scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
Keep it going. Some privilege in the back, blowing. Hold it down for the Bay, reppin' Oakland.
It's all a fugazi.
And you know the difference between me reading your papers now and me reading your papers 10 years ago is that now I know when I read it. 10 years ago, I didn't know when I read it.
This is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
Right. All right.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read.
No, you ain't the champ. Hey, listen, don't make me embarrass you. How you gonna do that? Embarrassment. How you gonna do the champ? You go fight more than 4,000 people live. More people in training.
40 years old carrying a school bag. The man doesn't even fucking read.
And Dad tried to teach me of my brothers. Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others. And never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. Try to be better than someone else. I coined my own definition of success, which is peace of mind, attained only through self-satisfaction in knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable.
What do you both think about fear?
I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations. I'm here to live up to mine.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Fear is a teacher.
And I don't skip class.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Hanging around.
Just hanging around.
Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Hey now. Hey now to you. Yeah. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now.
Did I just nail the grail?
You just hit the grail.
Did I just nail the grail? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Let's just be real. Let's not say that. Yeah, addiction's real. Addiction is very real. 2 years ago, I started having a little Zyn every day, and now I'm out of Zyn. I normally have Zyn for the show. Addiction is very real. I'm like, oh, damn it. No. Anyways. All right. I hope everyone's doing well. Check yourself. This is an honest check for me. It's like, shit, I feel this way. Just going for a show with no Zyn. So come on, maybe we need a little week break, 2-week break, maybe just quit. But yeah, good to check myself anyways. I don't know. That's what's on the brain. That's what's on the mind. How we doing? Who's all here? Sir Sponsalot, Will Greer, Blasphemous, Ron Fig, The Car Deal, Stone Collector, Rhonda, Frank. Yesterday's show was awesome. The first hour was great. Thank you to all the callers. Second hour, Rob Veras was really, yeah, it ended up being a great conversation. So second hour today, Ryan from Gemrate. I'm not sure we'll do the whole hour, but I have some things planned for us. Tops is cutting, Neo came on and said Tops is cutting the seal of the product. And then, now it's out there. And so I think it's Tops Chrome Update Basketball, just the mega boxes. I have a little more thoughts. I still want to be reserved in what I think because I want to see how it all unfolds. I'm skeptical in the first place. It's a good step. I don't trust that it's all going to work in the right way, but we'll just see how it unfolds. And they haven't earned my benefit of the doubt. So prove it to me, and then I can become a believer. New lawsuit I saw today. Fanatics Fest we didn't get into yesterday. Sidemen, what's up? Hardball in the damn live. I love it. Of course, in case you missed it, Faker Jeff Wilson opened a location to trade. Oh, we mentioned it yesterday. Sounds like a shot at Tom Brady for not having a shot. Well, to me, it sounded like he can't afford rent. Where is it going to be more expensive? Mandalay Bay or Detroit? I mean, I think that's a bad take, Hardball. I think that they went to probably, I don't know, it's in the bottom 10% of real estate market, or what rent would cost or what it would cost to buy a building has to be Detroit. No hate on or shade on Detroit, just facts. Homes there are not the most expensive. I mean, I'm depending where you want to live. And homes? How about businesses? Because they didn't buy a home, they bought a business. You know, they're renting out a retail location. So, anyways, Hardball, good to see you. You've been commenting forever, and I normally don't see your retailed you. You didn't call last time. I'd love a call. I know you were. You said I'm not like trying to. Oh, the way I said it. No, I don't mean it like that. I mean like I know you had something come up, but I'd love to talk with you. It'd be good to talk with you. And I know Frank always enjoys it when you call. Anyway, Fanatics Fest. Sidemen is this Euro channel. Friend sent it to me. He's also this same guy is very, very annoyed with the pumping of UFC cards right now. Just to the you've seen Dana White on forever. You've seen it. It just he's very annoyed and find it very shady. These couple buyers or a few things going on, and I didn't get my NFL wide receiver collection up, so I guess we missed it this week because I didn't do it yesterday. But I do have a few NFL. I have an NFL receiver list for this coming year. I wanted to look out. Look at Ryan from Gem Rate. I want to go over what's low, what's high. I have a fun little thing. We'll grade the hobby. And all right, so I have plenty here. What do we got? RGL, hopefully Tuesday. Chris Sewell, I imagine Wednesday. Mark True Poker Deal the following week. We'll book. Got Fanatics Fest, the National. And is Frank and Todd? Why is that happening right now? B squared is hold on. Let me see how well I can do this. It's been a while. Media assets. Give me 2 seconds. There it is.
I love you, man. Good luck, man. Good luck, man.
You're gonna hear the echo, right? Hold on. Remove and now. Oh, it just shows that, huh?
Steve, I love you, man. Good luck, man. Dude, I love you, bro. I'll see you in Tahoe.
Hey now. I don't think you're the echo. A Hobby Collision 3, August. It sounds like Varys will be on. Some other people I want to ask. What are we doing? Clue 1, Hall of Famer. I didn't even hide the other clues. Clue 2, over 13,000 career rushing yards. So I'll show you clue 3 later in the show. Clue 4 at that same time. Clue 5 and 6 at the end of the show to give the reveal. Let me just catch my place. What the hell am I doing here? I need to get right. I need a shot of energy. That damn Zin off, man. It's not good. Not good. Wake up call. All right. A wake up call to this dude. I remember he just popped up on my screen. I remember seeing this video. This was 2 years ago. I remember it got a lot of views for a guy that, got 968 and 701 and 450. So clearly, I'm not even going to say he bought views on this one. I think it was a decent enough video. It didn't have 180,000 the whole 2 years. It's evergreen. And he made back-to-back videos here 2 years ago of, and take of it what you will. I mean, obviously 449. I think genuinely he had a cut, and who knows, maybe he decides to pick, I didn't think he made terrible videos. I thought this had a larger audience, tips from 1 year of flipping or what I learned, grading sports cards, 5 key things I learned grading sports cards. So, okay. And it's the point I want to make, and I'm not trying, there's plenty of people making cards content or trying to make card content. It is fucking difficult, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And I do think it's easy to flip numbers on certain platforms, certain ways, or a little easier, certain areas. I don't know, but you can see that he had these 2 videos absolutely pop off. You think it would build some momentum. So the third video gets 3,000 and from there it's down to 777. Some of it is, it stopped being, this evergreen content's really hard to repeat. How's he going to do a second video on 10 things I learned in my first year? You can't. How do you do a second video on 5 key things I learned grading sports cards? I mean, no, it doesn't work that way. So, how I track my sports card data somewhat, okay. But yeah, you can see those just not quite the same breath. But the reason is because when I had my intro playing, this popped up, this one right here. And I'm like, damn, isn't that the dude that had a really big video a couple years ago? And 4 days ago, it got 400 views, 5 tips for attending a sports card show. So he's trying to bring back that same message that, did well for him up here. and it just didn't work. And and I know he's he could be more consistent. I mean, he's making maybe a video a month. It seems like less than that, and maybe it doesn't matter to him. But the point is, it's just really difficult. Dude came up with 2 great videos here, evergreen. They've gotten more views over the years. And I remember when one of the 2 came out, and I remember being impressed and thinking, okay, now I knew it would be hard to stay repeating it. It wasn't a video you could really repeat. And so it's just really hard. 105 a month ago. And maybe he took a long break. It looks like he did have a little, 777, but then 2.6, 1.9, 4,000, 1.7 a year ago. And he just came back last month to 105. So it's just brutal. Unless you're going to play a little funny business game, it is difficult to make interesting content, to make quality content, and then to have YouTube be kind enough to reward you on some of your content. Because I haven't seen his new stuff. Let's see.
These are 5 tips for getting the most success out of a sports card show. Number 1, find the reasonable sellers.
Unsubscribe.
I was at a show last weekend, and I'm not making this up.
All right, it's a good tip, number 1. Anyway, so yeah, I found that interesting. And then you have people like this or things like
If you want to make real money, this is no joke. Go to Temu and buy this 2026 World Cup box right now. For real, every single box guarantees you 1 giant downtown card. Do you know how much collectors pay for a downtown?
It's all over the internet. I mean, you could go to Temu and buy. I don't understand why. I guess it's just not worth it for them. I don't understand why Panini, Fanatics, whoever else, they don't mess with this stuff, or they don't fix this stuff. It's been for years. I do not get it, but they're literally using AI. And then you have this. I don't know what the fuck this is. My first one thought I have is I think UFC, my buddy's really annoyed with the UFC. I don't have all his data. I have another story I'm going to bring you from that about the Sidemen, but I don't have all this data from UFC, but he's really annoyed. I mean, he's pretty in it. I mean, he spends lots of money in it. He has big cards. He's a bright dude. He's pretty damn in it. He knows. I mean, I don't think that when he tells me that, first of all, I already believe it. And second of all, I just trust what he has to say. He's pretty spot on. So, yeah, be careful when you're buying your UFC cards. But the thing I hear is if they're going that crazy with it, does it mean the end is near, or does it mean they're just getting greedy? Does it mean they're desperate and they need to make some money? The question is why. That's also another good one. It's not always just greed, or we gotta make the most money. A lot of times when you see shit like this, or the people that play that way, it's to keep the game churning. It's to keep the everything going, so or they're down, so anyways, the question is why. And then I see this, and it's like both these things scream the end. What are you doing here, Hit Point Presses? This is where we're going. I think this is so stupid. I want to use another word. And you see more and more products like this of successful business people who thought, hey, I'm gonna get into this new thriving thing, and we're gonna make shit products like this. Good luck. This now, of course, I've said it about Brady Card Vault, and it doesn't seem like I'm going to be wrong time to time. A lot not, but, time to time, Card Vault might not. I mean, it seems like they're pushing, and this has fail written all over it. That's all I'm saying. Look how this weird marketing. Hold on. Why? I don't understand. Is it to show? I couldn't understand. Is it to show how heavy and strong the product is? Is that a soccer ball? Was the second one a soccer ball or a weight? The first one's a weight. No, it's kettlebells, right? This big soccer. No, I don't know. It's kettlebells. So weird. Oh, jeez. Let's just see. God. I blame Jeff. I blame Gio. I blame all of you. Why didn't we make it better? This is what it all came down to. This is how silly it all looks. There's everybody, King of Cards, Mama Breaks, whoever else. What are we doing? And come on. This is where he landed. Of course. Lucky us. How wonderful. Boom. I mean, when they were in Costco, just the innocent Boom guys, they had this these silly dad and son, and it's 5-star. All right. And then they just had to go on to money. They had to find, oh God. And this is of course.
Today's the day I start my journey of turning $5,000 into $100,000.
And this is one of the reasons I blame let's give Gio a break. Not Gio. It's not fair. Jeff. Who else ever makes this? Roth Cards. Who else? Fucking Ohio's boy. Not Neo. Neo's all right. Who's the fuck is? Sorry, I'm having a moment. Card Collector 2. Your kid. This throws me off. This is so stupid. I mean, I don't want to make it it's clear. If you don't see it, I'm sorry for you. And if this is what's going on, I want zero fucking part of it. If this is what the hobby is right here, where, I feel uncomfortable. How does this do no shame? I feel uncomfortable filming like this. I don't even want my friend film me. I'm going to talk into the camera. Fine, do what you want. You're at a card show. I'm going to quietly handle my business here. He's got his money flashed. He's going to make a nice video. And because he's maybe trained this way, no problem. This is what the game is. This is what you birthed. And oh God, let's see how terrible this.
In my favorite hobby, buying.
All right, dummy. Oh God, sorry, my bad. I said talk louder. We need a better mic. I know you're new. We're making content here. I've had struggles with the mic. You have struggles with the mic. I'm not. Where's the boom? Where's your boom? 5 booms.
Selling sports cards, and I'm gonna take you along with me for every step of the way.
All right, sorry, I feel bad. I don't at all. Oh God, did someone pay him to do this, or is he doing it for? This is where he's gonna land. I really hope someone paid him to do this.
Let's go. Hey, how you doing? Nice card.
Oh, hold on. This is out of a fucking movie. That's a movie character right there. I go to card shows. I've been to people who go to card shows. I say hello to you. Say hello. That's a fucking funny way. God, I feel bad here.
For every step of the way. Let's go. Hey, how you doing? Nice cards, man. Thank you. Can I see the Kobe 101?
I'm being overcritical. I don't. Damn it. Of course. It makes too much sense.
20 tribute set. It's got LeBron on the front. Check out the card number. It's a 50 card set. It's card number 20.
I want to choose. I'm just going to say what I want to say. It makes me feel dumber for loving sports cards. It should make it. Logan Paul, this dude, Sideman, it lowers the IQ in the room. Not that it's, and also it just doesn't make me feel great about my love and passion being sports cards. It just, you know what? You guys give some of you give SCV a lot of shit. SCV doesn't do this, and I have no problem with that. He has his, this is fucking stupid. I want, it makes me grow. I don't even want to be in it when I see this. It's so, he's learning. He's no, come on. He's got people. It sucks. This is where he's going to land. I hope not.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. How did you get your price? Is there a sale?
Yeah, so the other variations, I believe in March, there's a couple.
And I feel bad because he's a bit younger, but he's a public figure. He's been in the public for 6 years. He's chosen this life. I don't know. He's possibly over 18 now. I don't know. But he is definitely not your average. He's been a public figure for umpteen years. Him and the Rizzler and his pops, and so be it.
6,000.
I don't want you in cards. Go away.
Whoa. How's it a pop 2?
Pop 2.
Yeah, look. There's one authentic and one 8.5.
He might have cracked it out of his auth slab.
Oh, you bought it from him? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we bought it wrong.
I was going to say, that's nuts. Okay. Wait.
Probably.
I don't know. Up! The culprit is in the building.
I know. I just want to stop the challenge and keep that card.
You want to hang on to this?
So bad. Like, it'll come back. Look at that. One day, once we get to 100.
No, that's another reason why I give someone like SCV a ton of respect. It's like, and maybe I should be, maybe a ton. I do give the guy respect because it's not, let me tell you something. It is very difficult to honestly earn a real living in sports cards. If you have a fat ass bankroll maybe to help, and also everyone's so blurred right now because the last year and a half, anything you've touched has gone up. It's not how cards work. It's not how a normal market works. Cards shouldn't be going up 50% a year. If so, everyone and their mom should be buying sports cards. It's the best investment in the world, better than silver, gold, crypto, stock market. Of course not. You're in a moment, you're in a bubble, you're in a phase. It's not how investments work. You don't make 50% on investments every year. And if you do, you better know it's volatile as hell. What goes up can come down. What can move, what goes left, goes right. If it's going to do that, it's a very volatile thing. I mean, it doesn't take an economic major to know that. And so, I just, the point I'm getting at is, look, this dude right away had this challenge. He found a card he liked. His bank is at zero. He doesn't want to sell the card. It's really, a part of being a professional poker player besides just skill. Almost a bigger part is money management, bankroll management. Most of us do not have the discipline. We're not raised that way with it in our blood. Most of us, there's a few. And so not only does it take some talent to be a lot of talent to be a professional poker player, a lot of them are going to fail just because some are degens and some just don't have the skill of managing that kind of money and those kind of swings. It is not fucking easy. And I really believe, if you should know, over the past year and a half, things in cards have gotten weird. Prices have gotten weird. Real easy to make money the past year and a half and be excited. Let's see what happens when the fall of 2022 comes again, whenever that happens. Let's just see, and hopefully, I love cards. I don't want to see people get crushed, but the more and more I see these new gimmick cards come out and the more and more I see, I don't know, man.
Okay, bro. We're going to get show.
The more and more I see these kind of guys in the space, it's 5 years, it's 1 year, it's 10 years. This is a red flag. That's all I could do is hold the red flags up. Seems like a pretty big one.
Hey, autos. We got Mickey Mantle rookies, Lou Gehrig Goudies. Bang, bang, bang. Levels. Just too advanced.
What'd you buy? This is what you know.
All right, bro. I mean, if you're going to make content and put it out, and AJ and Big Justice, it is dads, I guess. Terrible. What else we got? Crude oil up today. It's been going down. It's now up to 72.42. Let's keep it down, please. Last week was 69.50, which was close to last year's price of about $67. The S&P 500, $7,482, almost identical to last week's price, and it was trading at 6,200 last year. We do have championship. We do have a champion. Mike Ham did win caller midway through 2026, which is crazy to think it's 2026. So congratulations to Ham. Blue Red, you were a great sport. Snyder, I guess in the hospital today. I think his wife says he's all right, but I got a text message from his wife. So Snyder, we're all wishing you love. Hit the like button for Snyder. Why not? But she said he'll be okay, but he won't be here tonight. Tonight you have Group A. I think it's probably the toughest group on the board by yeah, it's a tough group right here. I maybe should have mixed some of these up. Jason Mashra, president of Upper Deck, Mark True, poker dealer, Chris Sewell, and Chris McGill, Chris Hoge. And so vote now, Group A. We'll do Group B the second hour, and then next week we'll do the other two groups. So vote now. Let's see. What is the vote, by the way? And I need to get in the comments. My mind's all over the place. Is it close? No. I mean, yeah. See, I find it very tough vote. Someone's running away with it. It kind of makes sense. I thought thought we had great conversations with all those people in that group, but it does kind of make sense who's running away with it. Let's see. Group A, best scheduled guest, mid-2026. And there it is. All right. So France plays Morocco tomorrow at 1. Is that right? Is today July 9th? Yeah, July 8th. Okay. Oh, we just got a caller. I don't know who it is. I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to guess blue-red, but I have no clue. Spain, Belgium on Friday. So would we get 1 a day? No, we get 2 on Saturday. It's 1 Thursday. I'll be at Summer League. I'll record this game. I'll probably find out who wins, unfortunately, before. Spain, Belgium on Friday. Norway, England, Holland here. This will be interesting on Saturday. And Argentina, Switzerland also on Saturday. So that's your... all right, what else we got? I still don't know who's called. I wanted to get into more of this. We could skip that. We can... all right. Not blue red. It's the champ. The champ is here.
Champ is here.
And now Ali Boomba. Let's see. Mr. Mike Ham, how you doing? Congrats.
What's going on? Thank you.
Championship.
Very excited. Yeah. Thank you everybody who voted. Obviously taking down blue red's a big deal in this chat.
Yes.
And, he calls multiple times per show. So, and I kind of like phase in and
people love him, it seems. Snyder almost beat him.
Almost.
Okay, I have a segment I want to do, and it kind of works with you here. So let's throw it on the board real quick.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, so Neo came on last night. He kind of broke that, they were going to start ripping the wrapper off. So here's the announcement. I'm just going to read real quick. Following unprecedented demand for yesterday's pre-order, we're working to provide collectors a chance to open packs at retail price for Friday's Topps Chrome Update Basketball. Just the mega box, it looks like. Pre-order on our website. All boxes will ship with plastic seal fully removed. While the card and contents inside remain untouched, removing the factory seal helps discourage the immediate resale and gives more collectors an opportunity to purchase at retail. And this is initial test. And let's see, where do I want to say here? This is where I'm at. Is like, I want to know. I don't know. Maybe it's a little difficult here, but my question: do you think I want to know more? I want them.
Well,
I want to know the ideas behind it. Because I just don't trust execution is going to be. It's going to be what they lead us. They're going to lead us to water on whatever they want to, like this mega, which is overall.
We're not in control of anything. Okay?
All right,
that's the first thing. We're not in control of anything. We're riding the wave. Enjoy the wave, ride the wave, use the wave to your advantage. It's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to crash and burn at some point. It just will. All right. It has to. It can't nothing keeps going up. It just doesn't happen. And there's more losers than winners across this entire thing right now. The biggest winners are the people that have been here the longest time. But we don't want to get rid of the cars we've always enjoyed. But at the same time, you're like, new car, piece of paper. New car, piece of paper. You know what I mean? Or do I need some housework done? Do I want to pay my house off? These are actual options for these people that may not have sold already. Or
why?
Why
do you think? Because you mentioned like 2029, 2030. Are you just giving some cushion for it to happen, or is there more to it than that?
Yeah, no cushion.
Yeah,
cushion. This hat's driving me nuts. Go on, hatless.
Yeah, I'm curious on the ripping the seal if I just don't know how the execution.
So here's the thing. They're trying it first off with retail product, not hobby product. Okay. You want to knock my socks off? You come in at the hobby product. You cut the knees out of everybody. All right. That's what you would have to do. The thing they're not going to do is touch the stuff that the breakers are getting. All right. Because that is their lifeline right now. That's a big money maker for them, especially since they're more than likely splitting revenue with the breakers. So that's why they don't even care if they hit big cards. That's a bigger publicity than they can pay for. Because that goes all over social media. Thousands of views, millions of clicks. Like,
well, okay, so
people direction.
Do you think they'll ever come to realization that pushing it the way they do with backyard breaks or the way backyard breaks or filth bomb, maybe that's not the best way to attract long-term?
Nope. They're in the gambling game right now. They don't care about long-term. Everybody
I don't know
comes
if their
back to
target
it.
demographic is 10, 13, 15 to try to get people in. Oh, it's not.
That's
Okay.
It's not. Pokemon. That's Pokemon. Pokemon's the new gateway drug. All right. That gets you into something bigger. Because the only thing that pops out at a random pack right now that could literally change your life is in sports cards, not Pokemon. Pokemon's already has that card, and it's outlived most of the people
I
that
would
are
still
joining it.
who is backyard breaks. You and me are not. Maybe it's gambling. I still think backyard breaks and filth bomb. They're targeting someone that's brain is not fully developed. Like they're targeting a 22-year-old kid or a 16-year-old kid. Your brain fully develops at 25. I'm not trying to be.
Those are the guys that want to get in. The guys that are in there are the same guys buying into their breaks all the time, and they're whales. See, that's the thing is the people playing in their
I
game.
think you just need a couple also.
Correct. And then if they know that you listen, if you're hitting stuff like they hit, like it's water, like if they're just scanning the machine in the back, they know the card's coming up. Yay, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to play a little bit of I'm going to know what's coming next, and boom, it pops out. I'm a magician. You get 2 shows in one, and then somebody gets rich. And then what do? They just buy the card back anyway, usually. So it's right now it's a recycled game to get it into a golden auction for the super whales, the elites, the guys that are making these stupid collections with all the dumb money that just want to have everything.
You know, it sounds like the people that are in all reality, the people that are going to get screwed the most, that high end, the Jordan craze, and it's easy to sell. It's easy to get people on board. The high end stuff. Anyone that holds it, like I was looking at a Pete Alonso that sold for $5,000, a new card, like a really cool gimmick card.
Yep.
It's like good luck. The high end people are going to stay high end, and there's too much of that Pete Alonso stuff. Unless it's going to be incredibly rare, the only one, because there's already so much of that, and it's only going to continue to get more of everything in the middle. People that have those middle, it's going to be rough.
Well, we're in a manufactured scarcity situation right now. They can literally print a card, have somebody sign it, put a 1-of-1 sticker on it because of a certain moment or whatever, and then somebody will just either offer $1 million or be willing to pay $1 million right out the gate. Like,
well,
that's
I guess
where we're at right now.
How about the people that have the out of 1,000? Well, the guys spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, they want the 1-of-1 in 10 years. They don't care about the out of 1,000.
Nope.
Or out of 500 auto. They care about the out of 1 or out of 5.
They don't even care about out of 5, actually. They don't even care about out of 5. They want 1-of-1. Their entire collection is to have the only one. They're at that level.
Only one. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, because that's also it's also getting so, because even now you see Wild Card and Leaf and Topps and Panini, they're all leaning into, especially Wild Card and Leaf. It's their whole competition business model, in my opinion, is to print those low numbers.
Yeah, well, that's why Leaf does multiple 1-of-1s, multiple 1-of-3s, 1-of-5s, 5-of-5s. Like there's multiples of those. An interesting card, which I don't have it handy right now. Leaf made a card that had a picture of Rosie O'Donnell and Gina Davis from A League of Their Own on it. And I bought this last year at the National. And I was like, okay, cool. It's a cool 1-of-1. It looks just like a superfractor. Gold, 1-of-1. It's not on card because they do stickers. But they only made 3 other versions of that card. They did not do any other 1-of-1s. The next card over is numbered out of 3. And there's 3 of those and they're green and they're hideous. Yet I've never seen one physically other than just an image that was posted somewhere else. I've never seen one in the wild. So there's only 3 of that card even in the set, which is really weird because Leaf never does anything like that.
What year was this card made?
Like last year, 2 years
ago.
It's
a new card.
Yeah, it's a new card.
And in the set, it's what, out of 3? Is that what you're saying? It's just only 3 printed?
There's 4 total printed. 1-of-1. And then there's 1-of-3, 2-of-3, 3-of-3. But they're green. They're ugly.
Oh, you're going to show here. I'll put you back on the screen here.
Yeah,
or I'll put the...
I'm looking for it. I got my stuff all over the place because I'm trying to prepare stuff to sell and, get some money to go to the National in case I see something I really like. The National is a tough place to buy. It's a great place to buy, but it's a tough place to buy because prices are high. But it's also the time you can see some of the rare stuff that you may never come across again. That's what's so interesting about looking at every case in the National. You'll see cards that you've never, ever seen once in your life. And you're like, I was collecting at that point. How have I never seen that? I still see Jordan inserts. I've never seen.
What? Last year I saw I used to go to, I lived in Arizona as a kid for 2 years after an earthquake in LA. And my dad would take us to a card shop. My dad was not a card guy, but he knew I loved him. And they had a bunch of stuff. And they had these like, I don't know, female. I just remember it's like the first time I saw real, some boobs, and they're not real, but they were like anime.
Not real. What does it matter there?
I haven't seen, they're covered up, but I haven't seen I don't remember what they're called, but I hadn't seen that set since I was like 9 years old in this card shop. And it was like, dang, that's crazy. Wow. That's 30 years later, I haven't seen those cards. Yeah. And so my point is, you're going to see some stuff you might have saw as a kid and have never saw. And like you mentioned, something you maybe never saw ever.
Yes. And that's a high probability for the majority of people that, especially anybody new to the hobby, they haven't seen 1/10 of everything.
I'm just saying what I saw, Jody. This card shop probably shouldn't have had those cards. Well, maybe whatever. Maybe we were nice. I was loving them. They were like metallic. They're real nice. But anyways, did you find the card or no? Because Rosie O'Donnell, not really someone I want to look at too much.
Let's see here. No, I don't. It's probably on the other side of the room.
Sorry.
Like I said, I got stuff all over the place in here right now.
Damn, I have a bunch more, and I have gem rate coming on in about 25.
Yeah, you're good. I wanted to just pop in because I won that thing.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you did. And we'll see what I'll see in a few weeks at the National.
Yeah, and I'll definitely pop into the show. If it gets spicy later, maybe I'll jump back in. If not, I'll catch up on one of the other shows coming up.
It seems like it could be a long. Yeah, I just have a lot, and I have a feeling more. My left ear's really bothering me.
Are you going to be talking about the Upper Deck Michael Jordan thing at all?
I do have it up. Do you want to talk about that now and then?
Yeah, real quick.
Yep, let's.
I
do
would
that.
like
Okay,
to.
so give me one
trying
sec.
to figure. Go ahead. I'm
No,
just trying to
good.
figure something out. A couple things. Why did they not do rookie cards and have him autograph those? The packs sealed sell for a living crap ton of money. I don't know why they sell for $40,000 a pack because it's graded. That doesn't mean crap. They can't tell if the damn thing's open or closed.
Oh, I thought I put that up here. So he also signed. I don't think I have that part up, but a part of this, he signed a 1986 Fleer pack.
Multiple packs. There's I think there's 23
out of 23. Yeah, you're right.
But 12 out of 20, number 12 out of 23 is signed rookie card pack, and then he signed it.
What does that mean? They know the rookie's in it?
I think the idea is his rookie comes out of that pack, not necessarily there's a rookie in that pack. If somebody pulls that and has the cojones to open that thing, and there's a Jordan rookie in it, unless there's a sticker on the back. So again, if there's a Jordan on the back, you'll be able to see that right through the back of the pack because it's the last card's the sticker. So yeah, they could technically probably guarantee that one. But I don't know why you wouldn't market that as well. And I guess they all did an autograph full box that they also have. I don't know if they're giving that away, but I did see a sealed full box and Upper Decks, card case type thingy that they have. Again, why do the packs and not just the card itself? All right. Early in Upper Deck's career, when they had the Fleer license, they did a buyback program that you could get a Michael Jordan autograph rookie card. They already had them pre-autographed, and they were all not redeemed. Well, technically, that redemption is no longer valid unless they want to honor it. But nobody opens the product because it's so damn expensive. I don't even know what product it came out of. They still have those autograph rookie cards in their vault. They didn't even need to do this. They already have
it's just they have to keep it's almost like the NBA stickers, if that's what I'm saying, right? It's like they have to keep one of them. A pack. The reason we want the pack is because I don't know. Now it's become a whole collectible in itself. It'll never get open.
I'm down to open everything. I don't want to keep anything.
Yeah. How much is that pack going to cost? You'll make more selling it.
A PSA 8's like $42,000.
And that that's I would assume
stupid.
It's not like a Jordan PSA 9. What's a Jordan PSA 9 rookie sell for? Probably that much or less.
Figures. No, I would say that's closer to 6 figures.
Okay.
Or a 9 now.
A 9? I don't know. Let's see.
Go check it out.
So you said the pack itself is
what I saw PSA 8s do like $42,000 unsigned.
Something's wrong with my ear. Let's see, 86. Yeah, the 8's 20 and the 9 is 42.
Okay. So basically the cost of a price, a pack, you could get one of those. That makes no damn sense.
I know. Now it's the whole collectible on its own. Now it's more important than the actual PSA 9 Jordan in the damn in the product.
No, I would just rather have the 9 and move along with my life. Now, I think they probably had him sign the packs versus the card because they're trying to limit the amount of the cards that are actually out there that are autographed. It's realistically, there's not a lot.
And
so
if you
maybe
go
they didn't
to
want to
supply, I mean, there's 3,000 of the PSA 9 Jordan, and there's only 23 of these Jordan autograph packs now. I
for now.
crazy.
But remember, he just signed a legacy deal with Upper Deck. They could do this every year. This doesn't stop anything. Until Jordan's not signing anymore, basically he has to die. It's an infinite amount that could come out. Tom Brady signs every day. There's more and more Tom Brady autographs. Even though they're rare and everybody wants them, there's people that own 30 damn Tom Brady autographs. There's enough to go around, but just people want more than one. I don't know. I love that they're doing something. They finally used a way to make some money with Michael Jordan and put something exciting into the product that's coming out, because it's their what is their champions, I believe is what the Upper Deck product's called. Or
Oh, the
Goodwin,
Goodwin
Goodwin's, yeah, the Godwin's champions or Goodwin's champions.
So that's going to have Jordan autos.
It usually has autos, and then it's going to have redemptions for these packs.
Oh,
so those are going to be in this product.
Okay.
I think releases
I
in the
thought
next
that was
week or
some
two.
high-end like special thing for. Okay, that changed instantly when you said that. That did change my outlook on it a little.
Yeah,
they're like people can actually win those.
Yes,
that's kind of cool.
It's an insert. It's basically call it in a pack of redemption. And I wouldn't be surprised if there wouldn't be 1 or 2 loaded boxes at the National and Upper Deck's booth, potentially for one of those, or they may even give one away.
Wow, that's insane. Now you have this more than a fucking Jordan rookie.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting creative. Ham, thank you for calling in. I'm gonna keep
Always.
pushing. Congrats on the win. Hey, great call from Ham. Thank you so much. And getting a lot of love from chat. I saw this last week and go sell stuff on fucking eBay. Get the fuck off the payroll. Stand on your own 2 feet. Now, the country and world doesn't operate without employees. Not everyone in the world or everyone that's born is set out to sell things on eBay. We have a new caller, Devontae. I haven't seen Devontae. I need like a thumbs up. We've had weird moments on the show in the past. I know your camera's not on. You could turn it back off, but I do need a thumbs up before I put a new caller on. Just we've had moments, and so I've learned my lesson. Give me a thumbs up, turn the camera on. You can turn it back off if you don't want it on, but I do need a thumbs up before I throw you up, or I'm not throwing you up. Okay, go sell stuff on fucking eBay. Get the fuck off the payroll. So anyways, your nurses are on payroll. Your teachers are on payroll. Most of your doctors are on payroll. Unless you're the owner of the law firm, you're on payroll. The person that services your car or, takes care of your car, the people that clean the schools or casinos, and they wouldn't run without them, they're all on payroll. So none of this shit operates without being on, without having that side. And not everyone is just made out or wasn't set up with those skills to go be an entrepreneur, go sell fucking stuff on eBay. So I know this is why it's like, be smarter than that. You know better, but you also know your lane. You also know what made you money, selling this dream, selling this lane, selling this way. And so you go hard on it because it worked for you and made you money on the view side. How much are you selling on eBay, or did you make it through content? And I think you agree. You would admit that. You admit that. But I just hate this. Fuck off. Why don't you give a better message? Get a 4.0 in high school so you can get a scholarship and college is free, and get good grades in college so college is free, because college is kind of a scam unless it's going to be free. I think the education is amazing. Having people leave paying $50,000, $100,000 for it, stupid. So, this is just terrible advice. And being so strong about it, stand on your own 2 feet. So what does that say to the doctor who works for somebody? Are they not working hard, standing on their own 2 feet? List on eBay. Shut the fuck up. And eBay's in on the whole fucking thing at the moment, it feels like. Go sell stuff. Oh, let's hear him.
bonkers. It's all there. People don't want to hear me.
I started flipping.
No, not everyone has the passion or wants to do it. They want to provide more to the human experience than sell shit on eBay. And you sound desperate like you're crying right there. I'm glad it worked for you. What you should say is some people can do this. 80% of, if everyone was doing this, what the fuck would the world be?
Over the summer, I get $15,000. My plan is to basically take everything I make.
So parents, realize your kids are learning real skills and the people doing it. I admire your grind and creativity. So parents, I would give parents far different advice. And the point is, give them 1,000 options because we're all different. And if you give them 100 options or 1,000 options and let them know that's okay, they can have the confidence to go down the one that works for them. This isn't going to work for everyone. You know how many people failed or stopped because they decided to sell shit on eBay?
Over flipping, saving to put into the company.
Of course. I'm like, don't raise money, motherfucker. Make money. Plus, you're learning, bro. You're learning too.
Yeah.
When you start learning arbitrage and marketing and the copy and the.
And then this got sold to people, and then you have people either ripping people off or they lost. They got to make their money. You have people like AJ and his boom getting in. I mean, of course, Gary V and them are made of the same cloth. Hello. It's like I have so much more to get to. Gem rates here, 50
eBay photos, it fucking changes you.
Dude, I've been using Marketplace. So like I have to thank you, dude.
Proud of you.
I'm not going to say it won't work for some. I'm not going to say it's a great way to work for yourself for some. Well, I follow resellers on eBay. The dude with the shed, maybe some of you have seen the guy with the shed. I stopped watching a while back, but bro, I mean, they work every day, all day, fucking hard. It's not easy money. And for a lot of people, they don't have the skill or they don't own their house or have a shed to go make an office out there. They don't have the resources to make this work or someone guiding them. So sure, I'm not saying it's going to fail for everyone, but to be so hard on or staunch on this, what a bad message. All right. There's the Jordans. I've joked around that in 2026 is the year of arbitration in the hashtag the hobby, and it is. And it really is. Along those lines, we've got another case potentially headed to arbitration. It's the ECK or ECK versus CU PSA Collectors Universe case over alleged damage to a 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan. I had a friend who his card came back a little scratched, a little damage on the Kalen Clark from 10 to 9. I don't know. It's brand new. We're going to see how it works out, see how it follows. And God, I feel like I'm not in the right spot to give this. I did write it down. Yeah, I guess I'll read this. So, I mean, let's wait. I invited Fanatic CEO Mike Mahan on the live. He declined. This is after I had a, hour and a half private meeting. It was a good meeting. I was fair. I guess maybe Gio hinted at yesterday. I shouldn't have went on and said, been transparent with the whole thing. He didn't say that, but in so many words. So then the second meeting I got was with the PR, head of PR of Fanatics Collectibles, and Mike Mahan's right. I don't know the exact title, chief officer this or da-da-da. All right, well, I declined, and I told them, I offered both of them to come on the live. After they said, Mahan declined, I offered the head of PR to come on, no, and I offered the right-hand man, Mike Mahan, no. And my question is, why? Rob Veras owns the biggest card shop in the country. He comes on. The president of Upper Deck comes on. Why can't, and one thing is I have a lot more questions about this. And you want me to come back and go on bended knee and ask you behind closed doors and then report back. I'm not going to do that. And that's fine. What am I? I'm nothing. You have other henchmen. You have other people that can do this. But I'd way more prefer to get a vibe and ask you right here, what are the agendas? What did make you lead to do this? Do you plan on doing it with hobby? Do you plan on doing it with all product? Is it just product that gets shipped to you from pre-sales? Is it going to be this way at all stores? What's your intentions here? Is it going to affect any breakers? But none of you will come on. So that's why I decided I don't need to meet with them anymore. If they only want to do it behind closed doors, and I have to be careful because I just want to be transparent about what happened, and they won't come over here. So what do I need? For them to be in my ear over there so I can report back. Come tell the world right here, or pick your, if you do it on one of your paid for people, it just doesn't it's inherently it's now a PR or a piece. And it seems like being big boys and coming on would do the public, not goon, but good. Goon, we know how goonful. I haven't seen I've been off Instagram lately, kind of. It seems like being big boys and coming on would do the public good in these instances. I have questions about how the program works, the truth, motive behind it, and I want to gauge, is that how you spell it? I think so, how genuine they are being, or it's just another smoke and mirror. But again, they don't want to be, they got to hide behind the shield. That's really what's going on. Farmer Gio coming on yesterday and saying, look, they would have listened to you if you hadn't told the public about your Mayhem meeting. At least that's what I got from it. Or that, that's why the entire operation's behind doors. Farmers are finding it tougher and tougher. Many have lost their farms. The man, quote unquote, doesn't want to hear what the farmers have to say. They have an agenda. They have their boardroom meetings. They got to make profit. They don't give a fuck if farmers are quitting or leaving or die or, it's becoming a dying profession. They got their big three that they're going to go to. And that's where we're moved to. What is it? Like 3 meat companies provide like 85%. I'm going to get that a little botch, but of all the meat in the country. So, that's why I don't really want the behind closed door meeting, or I don't feel like, hey man, if I got on payroll, they're not going to listen. It's to shut me up and make me feel important. They have what's best for all of us, what's best for the overarching hobby isn't going to be just printing absurd amount of money. And right now, their goal, what they have to do with their agenda, their boardroom, their profits, they have to print absurd amounts of money. So that's why I also question this ripping the seal. I think they're going to lead us to water. They're going to say here on the mega on this, which is cool. Now, do we know firsthand what's in those megas? Did they save some of them did they save some of the best hits just for hobby or just for whatever they're calling first off the line? We don't know, because guess what? We don't know, because it's the same reason you won't come on the channel, because nothing's transparent enough. And so I am very open to being wrong about this. I actually hope I'm wrong about this. I hope all product becomes ripped like this. You know why? It doesn't hurt the click. I kind of question, like, I don't think scalpers are in sports cards. In Pokemon right now, scalpers are knocking out the price. And from what I understand from the research a few months back, it seems like Dave and Adams, and who's the other one escaping my mind right now, which whatever. It seems like those are setting the price. And then other shops have to kind of go based off that price. It's not necessarily scalpers setting the price at this point, that's what this is to avoid, is scalpers buy money and they go. Now, they could still break it and make money that way, and that probably is going on. So it would avoid that. Now it's been opened. Maybe they could trick breaking it. Couldn't they shrink wrap it themselves? I guess there's top special shrink wrap. Anyways, so that's my take there. When Gemray gets on, all right, how much time we got? 5-6 minutes. What did I not? I don't want to get to that. Oh, okay. Interesting enough. I didn't get to go. I didn't get the invite. I didn't wear the white. I'm just showing you. I didn't put the Jordan on my necklace. Again, I never understood. I never knew how related this guy was to AJ, Big Justice, and who the hell else was made of it? Gary V. It's a shame. Ain't that a shame? I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, you had such a following from Shark Tank to fall off a cliff with FTX and this, and get the hell out. And someone mentioned, who is it? Hater, Big Mac Boy. Oh, Big Mac Boy, you should appreciate having the 2 hours every fucking week. That's just what you should appreciate, instead of, because if you didn't like me, fine, I wouldn't say that. But you're here every time. You comment every time. What's the beef? My beef of the week. Come on. Shut up. The reason he's on the thumbnail 4 times is because it's his fucking account. That's where I got the photos, dummy.
Boy's been giving some love lately. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Well, he started the show being a hater and got me off the wrong foot. And you're right. And why has he been giving love? Because the show's a fucking good product and it entertained him.
That's
and it
Big
brings
Mac
good
Boy.
stuff.
That's how we know we're doing good. That's Big Mac Boy. That's how we know we're doing good. Yes, he's always talking smack.
Initially wanted to hate right away. No, I'm not infatuated with Shine. Yes, I'm bald like him. But isn't this odd and curious that he's with all there's Mayhem, there's Ruben, there's Kevin O'Leary, there's Logan Paul. Sorry, Frank. His girlfriend's very nice looking. There's Carl Anthony Towns, of course. Of course, Carl Anthony Towns is the one spending $40,000 for a Topps WrestleMania card. I mean, fucking weird. They're all at this special party. Kevin O'Leary is having the time of his life. Big Mac boy, you're all right. You're fine. You're good. I mean, but whatever. You're also kind of a troll and hater sometimes. There's Logan Paul. Come on. Get your head out of your ass if you don't see what's going on. My boy. Living the good life. Living the good life. This is how they're living. That's when I say, everyone in the middle, if you don't have a PMG or a 1-1 Otani rookie or some crazy 1-1 super fractor, dude, good luck. Because Kevin O'Leary and the high rollers don't want your fucking $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 card. They want that. And if they do stay around manipulating and getting people and tricking people in, they also don't want your out of 10 or out of 100. They want that. It's proven in vintage baseball, and that's why the mantle sells for $7 million in a high grade and $70,000 in a low grade. Or there's others, $5 million in high grade. You could buy the card for $5,000 in your collection at low grade. Why? Because Kevin O'Leary, the Arizona Diamondbacks owner, they don't want the PSA 3. They want the pop count of 2, PSA 10. And speaking of pop counts, Ryan Gemrate should be calling in about 5 minutes. So, anyways, what else we got?
Okay. So, what I'm noticing right now is that there's an 0405 Exquisite in here. Look, crazy shit happens. I just paid $80,000 for this case.
Oh, he has some odd. He said he paid $80,000 for this case. Then he claims, interesting. He likes Upper Deck. And then he said it was like resealed and redone and it was all fake. And people came out saying like, no, bro, Upper Deck put some of the older versions of those cards in this product. And so he, whatever. And then, he's the one that was with Logan Paul for the, Pokemon. Where is it ever going to be? And he has an interesting background, but I don't know where anyways, that's a video I made last year. There it is. I mean, this was all suspicious. Them pulling the, G.I. Joe. I mean, come on. Oh, here.
Oh my
God.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Motherfucker.
Wait, hold on. Okay, that's a good sign.
This guy's like a professional authenticator, shines rolling with all the expensive cards and Fanatics and at the white party. So these are the Logan Paul at the white party. We got duped. The biggest people got duped. That seems a little weird. Do we agree?
What? Why are they so puffy? Why are they so puffy though? See how they're shaped all? They don't look right.
Propaganda.
They don't look right.
Uh-oh.
I gotta hear G.I.
See
Joe.
how-
I
see how
mean, we
they're-
have
they're
to
like-
hear
they're
G.I.
curvy
Joe.
and puffy.
Very light. They don't look right.
Propaganda.
Let's open a box.
By the way, Rattle Pokemon never commented in here, but he has been in here. We know that because someone bought a membership for people, and it happened to be he was one of them. But he did a great series on all this. If you watch that series, it's very hard to come away without thinking this is all staged. If you didn't already think that.
Look at this bullshit.
Why doesn't this one say first edition on it?
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, not like this. Not like this.
G.I. Joe?
Damn.
Jesus, is it slow? What's he doing? Oh, got impatient.
Oh my God. Oh my
Oh,
God, bro. G.I. Joe? G.I. Joe?
I need to clip that, make it a thing. G.I. Joe. So, anyways, yes, he's part of that. Someone says interesting. We'll get into that another day. We already did this kind of gem rates coming on here in a minute. So I'm just trying to prepare. Target goes viral after new policy cracking down on resellers. Target no longer sells to resellers. This ensures all guests have a fair opportunity to purchase products and help us remain competitive. Now, I want to give. And good. Ryan Gemrate just called. Give me 2 minutes. We'll throw him on. That'll be awesome. But I do want to get, this is how it should be done. What should happen is the leaders in the space, Fanatics ripping the seal, any of their retailers, Target, Dick's, whatever, Upper Deck, Panini, whoever else, you need to attack this all together at once. And the problem is, I know all these, that's like different boxing promotions working together, and then you never get the best fight because they're all so stubborn and don't want to work together. But if you all attacked this problem at once, which now I see, okay, if this is a real post and this is how this is very clear language here. It's no longer the people buying to make me feel like a thief 2 per minimum, but at least this is worded far better. We're here to stop resellers. So I don't know if this is going to be how it's newly worded. Obviously, I'll go to a Target and check it out. But I think if they all did attack it at once, they'd have a much better outcome than if they kind of make an attempt here and 3 months later or a year later, they kind of make a half attempt here. If they really want to solve it, they all work together and they all attack it at once, and it sends a strong message. Anyways, I haven't talked to Ryan from Germany, and I have a feeling today we might go a little longer. I still haven't got to Fanatics Fest. I wanted to talk about Sideman, who has 6 million Instagram followers, 23 million YouTube followers, and now has done a deal with Fanatics in Europe. And they don't love cards. They don't know cards. This is complete, it's a get from Fanatics to get a big social media. They're kind of the Mr. Beast of Europe, is from what I'm understand. You can see some of their content is kind of like that. It's not one person. It's a group of rotating people, it sounds like. And yes, their content is very just thumbnail wise. No, it doesn't get hundreds of millions. There's KSI on a video. So they're officially, so I still want to talk about that. There they are more. What else we got? Summer League tomorrow, NFL receivers, CIA auctions has something going on. But let's throw on Ryan. I haven't talked to you in a few months, so that'll be nice. Let's put 2 screens. Give me 1 sec. Nope, I don't want that one. I want this one. All right. Mr. Ryan from Gemrate, how you doing?
What's happening? Good to see you. Been a minute.
Hey, likewise. Hey, that's right. So, all right, I have a few. I didn't want it to just go kind of like yesterday. We've already talked before. It's kind of like I don't want to be interviewed. So I have couple fun interactions or games we could play. I wanted to start here, though. You're the man of the hour, it kind of seems, because everything changed with PSA stopped, not taking bulk. And over the years, I've never seen numbers negative like this. So clear, obvious, but it's like positive month over month. Why is Beckett down 51% in the last week? Or is that just an anomaly in the last week? Holiday.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep,
All right.
No real, that's a non-story. Yeah, it's a head fake. It's just, I wish I put that context down there, but yeah, it's just a holiday week.
So if I looked at the last month, it would look more normal.
Yeah, exactly. Beckett, I have it up in front of me. They were up year over year. They're up 130% in June.
That's what I would have figured with PSAs slowing down.
Right. Yeah. They're having a moment again. People are excited to see the Beckett brand thriving after sort of being, invisible for half a decade. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good momentum on the Beckett side, which is great. I think a lot of people are excited to see that. And people want options. And certainly Beckett's a viable one.
I'm a little bit of a skeptic and, so do you think there was any thought process to, hey, let's shut down bulk PSA to try to build up one of our other companies?
I would say that's a side effect. I don't think that's the reason for being. I think that's just like that's another positive outcome of this, is that we could funnel a little bit more activity to Beckett. And Colin, who's now running it, is doing a good job of, again, just making them more relevant, being more available and transparent. So I think, yes, that's probably part of the argument, but I don't think that's the reason. I think they're in over their heads with volume. Obviously, everybody knows that. I don't love that they shut down, but I've sort of come to terms with the idea that there's not probably a good answer for them. I wish they would hire more and scale, but that introduces a lot of risk for them that they probably don't want to take on.
So you're a little bit more, it's good to have you because you're a little more on the inside. I think you kind of probably know what's going on. So what they tell us, I'm always skeptical, but so there is just this backlog of millions and millions of cards that they can't get to.
Oh yeah. And not only that, we're all sitting on cards that we'd love to have graded, right? I haven't graded a card in a year with PSA and I would love
about the same,
and I'm a collector's club member, but it just doesn't make any sense. I don't have the patience and I don't have the cash to front for them to sit there with an unknown time frame. And so oh my gosh, Dio. But yeah, there's a ton. What's going to happen is when they do open back up, they're going to get flooded again, and they're going to need to come with some sort of queuing system or some other way to sort of balance demand, because they're going to either shut down again immediately, or they're going to need to help with just keeping sort of the predictable flow coming in.
But I like, it's been a nice few days hearing some people just being refreshing, talking reality. I love what you just said, that number one, it doesn't make sense. Number two, you don't have the cash to ride it that long. And number three, the turnaround, that's just very fair and real feedback. I mean, the average, I feel that way. I have a paying job. It just doesn't really, it doesn't. I bought 41 piece cards at the beginning of the year. And then through the year, all hand selected singles. I spent about $1,000 total. And yeah, of course, they're going to be more valuable if graded with PSA. And over the months, I just got more bad taste, just what's going on. All right. And now they're shut down, so I don't have the option. And now it's even more expensive if I want to send those 40 cards. Plus, I got to find 10 more now. Right. So I'm just glad that this is your business. You operate with these people. It's your livelihood, but you also you do see that the value is a little tough right now.
Oh yeah, look, I'm a consumer first and foremost. I mean, I've actually reduced. I just started at the beginning of the month publishing less because I just don't feel like it tells the whole story. And I'm a little frustrated with PSA for a number of reasons. But as an end user, again, they are catering towards where the money's being made today, which makes sense from a business standpoint, right? From a group of people that is led by a bunch of hobby enthusiasts, it's unfortunate to see that sort of everything is favoring repacks and breaking activity, right? I mean, the TCG side is a big part of that story, right? That's 66%, 2/3 of their grading activity. So it's not exactly that. TCG is really thrown off the equation. But, if you're an registry member, you're a collectors club member, you're just somebody who opens and rips for fun and likes to have their cards graded, you can't really participate. And you haven't been able to participate for over a year now, really. And so I think that's pretty short-sighted. It makes sense why they would do it, but it's also, you're alienating a lot of people. And I get why they do it. Again, PSA is run by a lot of smart people. I just, I wish the collector and them would stand up sometimes and sort of battle for the people, which, again, I understand why they don't. But it's frustrating as a consumer. And again, there's options, but the side effect of this is that probably all the other grading companies shut down too, because they're going to get overwhelmed with volume. They weren't prepared for a PSA shutdown. They're not prepared to be stuck with a backlog. And so, everybody's going to be scrambling and the liquidity is going to dry up a little bit.
Oh man, a lot of good. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to, why is this 55% for the week? Is this been crushing lately? Has people really been using
Tag is up, but Tag has a system where they load their pop report at the back end of the month. For whatever reason, operationally, their data. That's part of the reason I stopped the day-to-day. It just doesn't give a good read. The weekly is a much better read on sort of activity. And with a company like Tag, for whatever reason, operationally, they just don't load into the pop report until they ship, or something a little bit different happens there, but they tend to backload their pop report at the end of the month. And so that just happened to catch the end of June activity. They didn't have like a particularly blowout week. It was just the way that they add cards to the pop report, which is how we collect data.
I'm going to ask a random weird question, and I'm sorry for me, but this is your full, how many hours a week do you put into this?
Oh, too many.
I bet. I
mean, it was 60 to 80 for 3 years. I've tried to pull back a little bit, and I've hired a little bit this year to sort of help offset a little bit. But I mean, I love it. That's the thing. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it, and I love it. And so it's fun for me to work on it that long. But it's a lot of hours. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of different ways we're sort of trying to bring data to the market. But yeah, it's fun, but it's interesting. And it's obviously, grading is so polarizing that there's always a conversation to be had. So I sit in a fun spot because most of the stuff we put out there is, relevant and topical.
Well, I also appreciate that. Yeah, you're like, someone in chat was like, "Oh, here comes a spokesperson for PSA," and in my 10 minutes with you, I clearly have not gotten that vibe at all. You've been very, open about. Yeah. So I don't know. It's nice to have. Oh, Paul is calling in. I don't know Paul, but Paul, someone else tried to call in earlier without a face. If you're a new caller, I've had weird moments on the show. You have to show your face. You got to give me a thumbs up, and you can turn your camera back off if you don't want your camera on. But I'm not putting anyone the first time on until that happens. All right. So you heard he worked on this for the last 3 years, 60 to 80 hours. So I don't think there's anyone better to ask this. Now, obviously, we know out of 1 out of 10, that's low. But I kind of want to go through all grades, total pop count, and just in a Gem Mint 10 total pop count. And in my life, I've always thought PSA. I know you're probably thinking, because it's your, how you've thought the last years is total, between all companies. So I guess we have to make that stipulation, but I'd like to go through these different numbers. I didn't give you a choice for, mid, and maybe we could add that, like it's kind of average or in the middle, but I want to see where the line breaks down between what inherently on the spot you think is low pop count, and then when it quickly jumps to average and then high. Does that all make sense?
It does. It does. But you just want it in general, or is this you just want my quick opinion on it?
So like if there was like we could put these over here. If I don't know what card, Jackie Robinson PS whatever, out of 100.
Yep.
Do you consider that low or high?
So yeah, so it's funny because there was an interview that Nat did probably 5 years ago, and he had said, anything above 100, he even said 50 or something like that was high pop. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm in the middle of NBA hype where I'm collecting and like dying to get my hands on a Zion Silver Prism. And I'm like, that's going to be a 2000 pop, 3000 pop, and maybe a PSA 10. And I was like, that can't be considered high pop. And then, the times have changed, and obviously people aren't collecting base the same way. And, these unnumbered cards are obviously being reconsidered and sort of their relevance in the hobby. But yeah, I mean, look, the reality of it is, most of the numbers on here are considered high pop for most people.
I agree. So when do you think that distinction? Because clearly, I mean, Hank Aaron rookie cards, I know I'm not talking about per grade, but there's still 5,000-6,000, maybe more. I mean, I'm not sure the exact, so those, I know in high grade, they're going to cost the most, but something under 6,000 pop. And I'm sorry if he doesn't think a Hank Aaron card is low pop, but I do. I mean, I think compared to what's being printed I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry, but yeah.
No. I think that's the head fake that we have right now, is that pop is still the same. And with parallels everywhere, they're not the same, right? Like a card to 175 really means nothing under most circumstances now. It feels like it's low pop, but the reality is there's 55 other equivalents out there that are reasonable. And so, people sort of try to take these things narrowly down to the specific parallel. And the reality is, I do think realistically, like 100 or lower is realistically like what we should be thinking about as low pop. And like, again, there's outliers. There's a reason a Griffey and a PSA 10 sells for what it does. A Jordan and a PSA 10 sells for what it does. The TCG world is a complete anomaly because you can have
bite them in the ass. We're not there yet. It's going to bite them in the ass so bad.
I know. So, I think generally speaking, the average collector should be trying to find cards. Again, this is sort of, if you're thinking about it long-term, right? If there's not some sort of identity around the card and you don't want to show it off, and it's not a flex in some sort of way of, hey, I've got one of these sort of new cards that are going to be printed to 10,000, but I've got one of the first few, there's that's sort of a short-term purpose. But ultimately, I try personally to collect things that have fewer than 100 pop out there, which again, I don't collect much of that because there's just few places that I can participate at the scale that I want. I'm not a big time collector. I don't have a lot of cash to throw at these things, but I pick and choose my spots. And again, there's outliers and there's different reasons for why you might purchase a card. So for example, kabooms are high pop, but they move, as fast as anything in the hobby. Same with things like downtown. Some of these, supposed SSP cards that are higher pop move despite the fact that they're above that threshold I just mentioned, because they're just considered liquidity vehicles that are in high demand and they stand for something else. But there's not that many of those that exist. So again, for the average participant, I tend to think like, let's just say 500 is a fair number, but I really truly hold myself to like 100 or less.
So you give very good answers. One distinction I wanted to ask was, when you say under 100, like if it is a vintage card or some other card, is it 100 total, or is it 100 like in a certain grade? I'm assuming you're going to say 100 total, but
no, I'm no grade. I think grade.
Okay.
I think that's,
good.
That's the whole reason that grading,
that's a little more
took
reasonable.
Off,
okay.
Right? Because it is a way to sort of narrow supply and sort of mean something different. Again, it sort of creates this hierarchy or tiering that matters to people. Ultimately, it's the, original flex was around grading and having vintage cards, that are better than the next person's. And so same thing applies. Now, the difference is the grading scales out of 200 with parallels in some of these sets. There's 100 different zebra colors and tiger colors and everything like that. So anyways, it's just taking a different shape, but it's the same story. And so again, all these parallels, which I love, because again, it sort of at least creates some excitement for the average collector, or sort of, the younger audience in the hobby, that they feel like they're hitting something big. But the reality is, it doesn't mean the same thing it used to. A card that's serial number doesn't necessarily carry the same weight when there's
of course 100. It means nothing almost. It's really just And the more they do it, even the ones that do matter, for instance, Otani's gonna be a legend. Otani has done what everyone hopes Wemby does. Otani's done it. Otani's a once in a lifetime. But the more they just keep printing out of 10, out of 5, out of 1, out of 100, it even waters the ones that matter down, because now there's so many more of those.
Right. I mean, one of the things people used to debate, which I don't think is a debate much more these days, is why grade a 1 of 1? And the reality is you grade a 1 of 1 because people compare it to the other 1,000 1 of 1s of that same player.
Oh,
right?
good
And,
answer. Good
that
answer.
has changed, right? That was not the story when there was 5 1 of 1s of a player in a given season or a given year, right? But now there's so many options. And so you do grade the card because, again, it helps it sort of stand out versus the other 999 1 of 1s from that season.
Okay, let me ask. This one is a little. PSA does have it. I'm going to ask you if you have. I don't think so, but there's a niche community. I'm semi part of it. I'm like you. I don't have the big bucks to go be spending on some of these cards, but I like, and it took me a minute to get over it. This was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. The Kevin McHale rookie, but it's not low pop. But when you get an autograph on it, it now all of a sudden, I mean, it doesn't have the serial number on it. So like just being human, we automatically don't know, but it is really, it becomes more rare, you know? So there's other players I want to go after that it's like, bro, they have under 500, 400, 300, copies. It actually makes it. I recently bought a John Elway auto rookie. He might keep signing, but there's like 600 or 700 when in regular without the auto, there's, thousands, if not tens of thousands. So I don't think Gem Rate tracks it. It's hard for that community to find good. Like you have to go to the PSA thing, hit PSA DNA. Do you track it at all? Is there any ideas of how we can make that a little? Oh, you do track it.
We do. We just haven't made it public. We have a million things that I'd like to do on the to-do list. But yeah, 2% of cards are dual graded by PSA. And so, that's sort of the math to figure as it relates to sports cards, right? It's not the same with TCG.
Now, sometimes they don't grade the card. They just grade the auto. Is that kind of counted or that's minor?
Yeah, I don't count that then. It's sort of a different equation because it doesn't show up on a pop report then. And so it's sort of a different factor, right? If you're just grading the auto and you don't grade the card. The PSA
so like
pop
I bought this
only...
card authentic. Will this come up in a pop report?
Yeah, that's a dual grade though, right? Right. What is that? Is that a dual grade or a single? Is that the new?
It's auto and authentic. It didn't even grade the auto, and it's just list authentic. Is that still being dual grade?
No, I think that's the single grade, and now they've switched it from the. I think they switched the color of these. That's the ones that they switched the color on to the blue now. But yes, anyway, so yeah, that's just a PSA DNA certified. That's not on. There's no pop for that, right?
Interesting. That doesn't go in the little authentic number.
Only cards that have a dual grade show up in that PSA DNA, and otherwise they're just.
Is there more demand for dual grade, or you kind of don't? I mean, you don't work in the demand side on price, but you might know.
It's I would say it's relative to the hobby demand. Like it's definitely there's certain people who understand to the same thing you just said with the Elway. People who are willing to wait. It took 3 to 5 times as long to get a dual grade as it did a single grade. So people who are not patient don't want to do that. Most people are not patient in that process. It's already sort of extending and uncertain. But if you're willing to wait, there's definitely a premium for a dual grade that grades well. And it's not nearly as sort of much of a mystery with how the autos grade. I feel like people have a pretty comfortable read on what they're going to get back oftentimes. And so anyways, that's definitely a way to stand out, right? Like a 10-10 means something different. PSA has 10-10 day because they know that's sort of where the world might go one day, which is like, that's really valuable. That is sort of their equivalent in the autograph world of like a black label to some degree. It's not exactly that, but that's the point is it stands out more so than a regular 10. So anyways, there's certainly more of that going in, but as it relates to like grading activity, it's probably proportionally the same.
Yesterday, with Rob Veris, we graded some of the hobby. And he gave sealed retail a 29 out of 50, which is 58 out of 100. Hobby boxes ended up with the same. I mean, that wasn't on purpose, but 58 out of 100. Grading ended up, he thought, not enough transparency, not enough consistency, 48 out of 100. And then, he's not hot on breaking. So I didn't get to the rest. I was kind of hoping to do it with you today where you could give us some grades on these. If I do, I told him I don't want to put him on the spot. Oh, you can't. You will.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I just have a lot of thoughts, and I don't know how much time we have.
We got time. So we can start. I'm going to do digital repacks. Oh God, I don't want to put you in a bad spot. So if you need to skip anything, just tell me. Auction houses, card shows, mystery packs, and local card shops. Okay. And we could start with probably the worst of the bunch, digital repacks.
Okay, so look, in full transparency, some of these participants are my clients, right? Like, so Generate has a B2B API that we sell to collection management tools, auction houses, repackers, right? But that said, I'm comfortable coming on here because I ultimately want to sort of stand for, the long term in the hobby. There's nothing that I've done thus far has been for sort of short-term cash. And I believe in sort of like more data, more information brings more transparency, brings more education and more confidence to the hobby, and sort of increases participation, right? So anyways, that said, repacks are interesting because repacks are sort of one of the things that's floating liquidity in the hobby, if not the thing that's floating, because this is the gold mine. This is sort of where people are turning over inventory 7 to 10 times, with no material meaning to their business, in the sense of they don't have to do anything different other than relist the card and make it available again. And they have this great gimmick, which is fantastic. People are loving the idea of this immediate buyback, right? This is sort of that fine line of when does it become gambling or not? It's a very, very, very fine line. But there are a lot of people who enjoy it, but there's also a lot of people who sort of go too heavy into it and create or cause problems for themselves. I do think it right now is a somewhat of a negative perception in the hobby. I do think there's a world where if this became a fire sale vehicle, like let's say, for example, Neo started to do his own digital repack. A company created a Neo repack. People might actually want those cards. They may not do it for gambling purposes. They might do it because they just like what Neo collects and that sort of resonates with them. Or if you did your own repack. I actually feel like if that's the direction the hobby goes with digital repacks, that's much more interesting. If people actually want to hold the cards. Right now, people do not care to hold the cards. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's a fun way to sort of get a dopamine hit. And again, it's like opening a pack. It's just at a much higher sort of scale or larger scale and with a higher frequency, because you can continue to do it until you sort of wallet bleeds to zero. So it's challenging. There's a lot of negatives that come with it today. Not a lot of people hold the cards, but I do think if it sort of gets fragmented in a way where like it becomes available to the average collector as a way for them to sort of reach their audience in a different way, I think it's pretty meaningful. I think that could be a new way for people to collect and a new way for people to sell. But right now, that's not what it is. So probably an unexpected answer there, in the sense of just like, that's a bigger picture thing. I think right now, I guess if you want me to actually go for the scorecard.
So we'll do 1 out of 10. We're going to rank it on 5 different: value, transparency, consistency, accessibility, and would you recommend? And yeah. I don't really want to put you in a terrible spot, but I don't think you deal with Arena Club anyways. So
no, it's fine. I actually think the value part of it's not as bad. It's better than a lot of things. It's the part of it's easy to go to zero there because it's just so quick and easy to sort of
it has an addicting. Tomorrow, I made a smartboard video yesterday. I'm coming out tomorrow, and it's basically on gamblification. It's bigger than cards. Everything is gamblified. It's even from kids' toys, even from the cups you're going to get at McDonald's, or that's always been that way. But like everything, and so the gambling mechanics pretty heavy on these digital repacks. I mean, it definitely has an addictive gambling mechanic that wants you to keep playing and get lost in the loop.
Right. And mystery packs are everywhere, right? We're not different. Like, we want to believe we're different. We're not different than a lot of other industries and hobbies out there. So anyways, I actually think the value's pretty good here. It's just, unfortunately, like, most people aren't in it for the value of the card. They're in it for the liquidity and the big hit, right? Same with a lot of collecting. So I'd say the value is better than most. So let's say it's a 7.
Okay.
I think the transparency is weaker than it should be. Again, better than a lot of things in the hobby, but I put that as like a 5. It could be much better for what it is, and it's sort of protecting itself more than it should.
Consistency.
I actually don't think that's that bad either. Yeah, I think that's okay. Like, I actually don't think, like, for a lot of the hobby, things actually look pretty similar because they're sort of taking a lot of the same playbook because everybody's making. You don't have to differentiate yourself that much. So anyway, they say consistency is probably like a 6 or 7 here as well.
Yeah, you're
like,
consistently going to lose money on if you buy this stuff. Accessibility has to be kind of high.
This is the one where I was actually going to go a little bit against it because it's $25 to start, right? And so it's like, for most players, this is actually like, if that's, a price per pack, that's pretty expensive, obviously, still in a lot of these industry. Like, it's the price of a retail blaster and things like that. So anyways, it's not available to the average consumer. So I actually think accessibility is a little bit lower. And a lot of these things are geared towards $50, $100. It's accessible in that it's easy to get. It's not accessible in that it's, a quick, decisionless purchase. You have to be pretty considered here. So I would say this is like a 5 or a 4 in my mind, maybe a 4.
All right. And most likely you're not going to open up just one also. So
you're rarely ever going to open up.
Yeah.
If you open up this one, you're an incredible human being for doing so.
And then would you recommend a 1 out of 10?
Right now, I would say 4. I just don't think it's for everybody right now. And I think there are a lot of, I just don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for a certain segment of the hobby.
Yeah, I think there's problems with them. I want them to be more transparent. I don't think they're that transparent. I also think they're addictive. I also think they target not the true person in the hobby. Like we don't, that's what I mean. Like when you're, well, I was talking to Mike Ham earlier and he's like, I'm curious if Fanatics ever realize, in my opinion, like having backyard breaks being your front man isn't really good for the long run or long term, and in my opinion, this is not what the hobby or true collector is. This is a person that either wants to gamble and is getting in for a moment, or someone that's just finding it and doesn't know any better. But I know if I go there to do this, dude, if I want to participate in cards, I'm going to do it far different way than going to Rip Arena Club. I could be a little more harsher than you, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, look, it certainly plays again. It's an interesting, it does really well because it's easy to market and it's quick for return.
Fair.
You're right. There's no time. You see an ad, you go participate, you get your buyback, maybe you make a little money, but it's not, you don't have to go to a store. You don't have to wait for a box to be shipped. It's instant gratification. And so that's really easy to market, which is part of the reason it's so effective.
No, I thought you did a great job talking through it. Let's do Fanatics Fest is coming up. The Nationals coming up. Obviously, those are different kind of card shows.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't we do card shows next? Why don't we? You can talk to us about it. You could break us down each one if you want. You could take it however you want. But let's grade card shows.
I think this is the easiest one. I think this is like the most sort of understood one, right? This stands sort of.
I kind of agree.
Time,
yeah.
Right. Like I would argue that most of these are high scores. You know, it's the value's solid, right? There's not. I mean, again, there was a minute where maybe people felt like it was a little out of whack, but I think people understand pricing data is available. People are intelligent these days and informed. And so people, you know, the value is good. I would say the value is like an 8 here. I think the transparency's an 8. I think the consistency's an 8 or a 9. I think they're all high. Honestly, I think this is like an 8 or 9. For
okay,
everyone.
If you're gonna go that, let me talk you down on value.
Challenge me. Yeah. Challenge me.
I do agree. It's probably going to be the highest grade so far because you get what you get, and it's kind of more fair. Everything's in one place. I still think value wise, you're probably going to be able to buy a lot of that stuff cheaper else. You know, you got to pay to get there. You got to pay to go in, and a lot like at the National at least, and even at Front Row Card Show, there's just cards there I'm going to find cheaper because they didn't have to pay for rent the table. They didn't have to pay. So I just argue sometimes I don't see the best value at card shows, but what you do is get everything in one room. You can find one table that has decent value, you know, for what you want. I guess that's my experience at least.
Yeah, that's fair. I think if you go in with an agenda of a certain item, you might not find it for the price. But if you're sort of open-minded and looking for a basket of things, you're more likely to find, you know, the right dealer with the right price.
So let's score it one more time again. 8 for value. What did you give transparency? I just wasn't keeping up.
I think this is like an 8 as well these days.
Consistency.
I don't know, a 9.
Oh, okay.
Purchases are pretty consistent.
I do agree with that. Accessibility.
9.
Oh, shit. Would you recommend?
Sure, of course. Let's go with a 10.
Hey now. Okay, so I need to point this out because it is kind of glaring. No score got higher than a D yet. 58, 58, 48. Now Rob did these ones, 32, and then you did our first, digital repack, obviously, in 54. And card shows is going to blow it out of the water. That's 9, 18 plus 16, 34. What is that, like 84? 18, 28 plus 16, 28, 48 minus 4, 44. I got an 88. I don't know. I'm adding kind of quick in my head, but I think I got 44 out of 50. We're taking 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 44. So that's a damn. Now, I don't disagree. I do think card shows, because you can go there also, and you don't have to spend any money. You could just go look around. You could get a feel for everything. So I don't disagree with you there. It's blatantly by far crushing it score wise. The last one we'll do with you is local cards. I will, mystery packs are gonna be similar to digital packs, I would assume. Maybe not. That's all right. Let's do local card shops next. Although you might get some hate.
I think the reason this is going to be different than card shows is just it's gonna, when you go to a card show, you can choose your own adventure and you can find success a number of different ways. If you go to an LCS, you're sort of subject to the one you walk into, right? It's pretty
Sure.
hard to change lanes quickly. And so, I would say generally speaking, value is probably like a 6 in a lot of these stores, unfortunately. Like, I just feel like, me personally, again, because you're just narrowed, you're sort of stuck at the single store you go to, maybe 6 or 7. Transparency,
No, my bad.
I still think is lower than it could and should be for a lot of stores, but I'll put that as a 6. Let's put that as a 7. I feel like stores are getting better about putting prices out there and trying to at least like be reasonable about not making every deal a conversation, and where they're trying to figure out if there's an angle. Consistency, I think, is good too. I don't know. What do you think? Consistency for me is like a 6 or 7 here too. Maybe a 7.
Okay. Oh,
it's basically going to be like 1 or 2 lower than a card show in my mind across.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Card show has so many more options.
Right. It's a a bundle of LCSs, right? Effectively, and so it's the same thing. It's just they're all in person.
And I'm pretty critical. I would value. You're probably right. Transparency. I don't know the prices. Like most of the card shops I go into do have prices, whether I agree or not. Now, I've probably been to, let's say, 10 in the past month. 2 of them had no pricing on their supplies, so not very. And I don't want to have to go ask, and I don't want to guess. I just want to know. But most card shops, at least, it is pretty transparent. I know, I can look. I have time to comp. I have time to. Consistency, I think, is about a 7. Yes, value's probably about that. How accessible is a card shop? What would you give it?
I am gonna reevaluate this really quickly. I'm gonna lower mine to 5 and a 6 for value and transparency, only because I've never purchased. I've never actually purchased a card from a LCS because I just feel like
holy shit, the whole life.
Overpriced. I just feel like they're always overpriced, and I don't feel like.
But you don't get that from card shows, because I definitely feel
because
that
I can just move on to the next guy, right? Their competitors are right next to them who can.
It just feels like 85% of them I don't want to shop at because they're overpriced. There are 15% there that I do agree I can move. Like I will find my booth. I will.
Right.
Where at a card shop you don't have that option to find your booth.
Right. So anyways, to finish this out, I would say 7 for accessibility, and I would still, I would recommend going. Like, you just kind of know that, you got to know what you're walking into. Not every LCS is the same.
You think a 7 as well, or you give it higher?
I give a 7, which is probably high given how I score the rest of it. But I think that's, that's dependent on the person. That's their burden.
No, I think you gave it a 32 overall, which would be a 64, which is still our second best grade. 21 plus 11. Yeah, 21 plus 11, 32. So, all right. So 32, 64. That's definitely by far the best second score. So, okay, let's see if you could figure out our clues. Clue 1, he's a Hall of Famer. Clue 2, you're get 6 clues. By the 6th clue, you'll get it. Over 13,000 career rushing yards.
Okay.
You could take a guess now, or we can just go to clue 3.
Marcus Allen.
Oh, damn, a Raider. It is not Marcus Allen.
I was trying to play the Homer card.
That is a good. Well, it's funny as you mentioned that. Is his first NFL team was Los Angeles.
Okay.
But it's not Marcus Allen. Clue 4, I didn't blank it out. I should have. Won a Super Bowl in his hometown.
Won a Super Bowl in his hometown. 13,000 rushing yards. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of who is even that. I'm trying to think of the threshold. Like, I can only think of Emmett. I can only think of the newer.
You're thinking right. It's not. You're thinking right time era.
Right, like Thurman.
Maybe a little newer than that, but not older than that.
I want to say Terrell Davis, but I feel like he didn't get to that.
Oh, it was right. He played during the same time as Terrell Davis, but he didn't start in LA. But he did play at the same
LA,
time.
Of course. Starting in LA, I forgot was part of the clue.
So think of a running back in the 90s from LA.
Wow. I'm embarrassed.
All good. It's not Marshall Faulk. I'm going to give you clue 5. Do you want clue 5?
Sure, let's do it.
By clue 6, you'll
get. I'm somebody who's been doing fantasy football since 1990. I should know this.
I haven't seen chat say it yet either. Collector Charles. Someone just hinted at it. Yes. Give me one sec. Where the hell is clue 6? Clue 5 played for 2 NFL franchises and the bus.
It's Bettis? Oh, yeah, I hate Bettis. I was never going to say Bettis.
Why don't you like Bettis? What's the beef?
I
don't know.
I'm a Browns fan. I hate Bettis.
Got Steelers. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Horrible.
Wait, you're a Browns fan. How do you? I love Jared Verse, but not for Myles Garrett, of
Oh.
course. But how do you feel about all that?
Very happy with that trade. I'm of a believer that Miles is a great stat patter, but he's not
The
game
teammate?
changer. He's
Yeah.
just not
Oh,
the game
game
changer.
change. Okay.
Like that, he kind of, if you watch him play enough, he's gotten better over the last few years, but he picks and chooses his spots. And a lot of his success was based off of timing the snaps. And he was a guy that was getting called off sides 4 times a game. But anyway, I just think Garrett's good, but not something the Browns franchise needed. And I actually like Verse a lot, and I'll take the draft capital as well. So
Verse is really good. I mean, very good.
He looked great in the playoffs last year. I mean, he just looks
very good.
Yeah, he just looks like a great player. And anyways, I was okay with it. I actually wanted them to do it a year earlier, and it was fine. Like, Garrett's great. Garrett's also a really good representation of Cleveland in the way that he was, just visible there. But so it's unfortunate to lose him to LA, but I'm glad they moved on.
Before, is there anything? I had a couple questions before we move. One, I want to look at your site if you have any intriguing thing you can lead us to, or just it's always nice to highlight a site because we never know all the tools or all the, stuff that you've created in the back end that we just haven't, I don't spend enough time messing with. So if there's anything there, then I had, if you have any take on Tops, the breaking news from Neo yesterday, cutting the wrapper, I'd be interested to hear your take on it. It's so new. I still kind of want to see how it all plays out. It's so early. I don't know if you have a take, but if you do, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So on that, I think it's great. I think I wish, I kind of hinted this before, the part of the industry that I cover, and I'm trying not to put anybody on blast right this second, is leaning into greed more than I'd like right now. Whereas I like the idea of Tops understanding and reading the room a bit and trying to understand how to let collectors participate and sort of the average consumer participate a bit differently, and sort of just understanding they are printing cash left and right now, like a few different entities in the space, and they're throwing a bone, and so that's good. Like something that sort of limits the certain participants in the hobby from just continuing to sort of print is good, and letting the average collector participate a little bit differently. So anyways, I'm all for it. I wish there was more of that. There's a lot of short-sighted running towards the quick cash right now in this industry, and it favors a small pool of participants, which is great, but it's short term. So anyways, I like it. And again, there's way more to that.
I hope it's, I just want to see more yet. I like where it's heading. I like that. I don't want to be let down because I could still see a weird way of doing it where it still doesn't provide a very good, the still better value is elsewhere. We're going to give you what's left. And I hope that's not what ends up happening. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I just hope it's done in earnest. I hope it's done with real, thoughts of actually providing for the rest of us rather than kind of just another screen that looks that way.
Totally.
And I don't know yet.
That's the risk. There's all these facades for things that look consumer or collector centric. Again, Neo's done work on EQL and who knows how many boxes are actually available via that, right? They sell out within seconds, and all that does is sort of throw a bone and oftentimes make people feel like they're getting a chance. It's a perfect
example. It is a perfect example.
But they're really just feeding the beast in a different way while sort of trying to put everybody at rest to say hey, we're doing what we said we'd do. We're not going to tell you the volume. We're not going to tell you what we made available. We made it available, and guess what? Now everything's going to sell out the other end for 2-3x that because we did what we were supposed to do. Now that's on the market to decide. And so anyways, as long as
it's such a good example. That is exactly how you said it. Just happened yesterday. I hadn't got that far, but that's exactly how I feel about it. Is yes, the EQL is supposed to be this and it's not what it's supposed to be. And so I just hope this is not that. That's right.
Right. So I mean, I would appreciate if there was some level of transparency to support this, so people could actually sort of, take it and understand sort of how realistic this is or sort of how impactful it is. But yeah, I mean, who knows? But anyways, I at least appreciate the gesture so far. I'd like to see it fulfilled with actions, further than that.
It is a good start. Okay, so on your site, last time you showed us a couple things. You don't have to anything. I'd love you to show us at least one thing that you think's neat or harder to find or random.
I mean, the thing that people, I appreciate it. The thing that people love right now is they just go to the search any card there, and we just have universal search, which is just your easy way to type in, you can grab an eBay listing. This is optimized. You could paste in an eBay listing. You could type in, the Bettis rookie here, and get a sense for how much of that exists. And again, you understand sort of what we're trying to do here, but for the average collector, you know, we're just trying to bring context around how many cards exist. Oh no, is the site not work? Okay, shoot.
Nope,
I was like, this
went.
never
Was
happened.
that my computer? Did I hit enter? There it is.
I like that universal search is so fast. We put so much time and energy around making sure it's fast. But anyways, the idea here is to give you
I
a quick
like
view
it. I do. I like last time I like it. I just want, yeah, okay. I like it.
Yeah, and so then you can click into any one of these and it's going to give you the population across all graders. And then we just allow for convenience. You can go in and you can actually see if you're a card ladder customer, we actually link you into that card directly to those sales. That's just a convenience factor. If you're a card ladder subscriber, you can go see the sold listings on eBay. You can see what's available on eBay. But the idea here is, again, paint a fuller picture. Our whole reason for being is to educate the buyer specifically, because lack of information was a feature the hobby leaned into aggressively for like 40 years, which is like the less out there, the more likely a buyer is going to spend because they don't have full information. But guess what? They're not going to feel so great after the fact when they realize that they just were ill-informed or misled. And so we're trying to bring more information to the buyer in the space and just say like, hey, let's give you a little bit more context so you feel confident doing whatever it is you're doing to make money or sort of participate in this hobby, whether it's adding something to your PC and you want to understand how significant it is, right? Like the hobby score is great because like you're focused on significance. Part of what we're doing is oriented around significance, and just like it's a little bit through the supply lens, but it's also sort of painting a broader picture.
Give me the reasoning why. Obviously, it's a lot of work. Honestly, there might be some other ends to it. First of all, I'm going to sound ignorant. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. I collected during this time. I don't think I've ever seen this Youthquake card. And you know, maybe I'm an idiot for that, but I don't think I ever. But what I want to ask you, no photos on the site. Take up too much room, take up too much time for other reasons.
Yeah, this is great because there's a reason I didn't do it, which is it's the one piece of information that the grading companies felt like they needed to protect more so than others. And I needed the grading companies to know that I'm a good actor in the hobby before I started to publish photos everywhere. And so I just was really conservative about, let's keep it text only. Let's keep it, they're publishing facts on the website, right? Those are very much public information. They're available. We scrape a lot of data there. I'm open about it. There's no surprises. We don't have, you know, privileged access to anything. But the images, I've just been a little bit more careful. Yeah, I've been a little bit more careful about how we navigate that. And so that's the main reason. I'm finally at a stage now where I think most people understand what we stand for and know that they can trust that we're just trying to bring more information to the hobby. If we're not trying to, you know, mislead or do anything different or sort of unusual.
I think visuals does wonders for the site.
Yeah.
You know,
we have an engineer who I hired at the beginning of the year. He can't wait to put visuals up there. He's just like,
I bet.
Yeah. And it is.
Because people like looking at cards as part of the thought process of the hobby score. When I see card ladder or cards, it's like it's a library of cards and people love seeing all the cards, you know?
Right. Yeah. So that's coming, you know, and it's I'm excited to bring that to market just because again, I do think it paints the picture more fully, but yeah, pictures are definitely a missing component.
So this is going to show me every 1996 Kobe, and it kind of goes by pop count as well.
Yeah, it depends. Like you can alter it. You can put in another word. If you put in refractor, it's going to limit it to those, obviously. You can put in coding and it'll give you some context there. But anyways, yeah, search is just trying to sort of quickly give you context on some subset of cards that you care about. You know, I collect Trey Murphy cards, so I'm using search all the time to check out sort of the Trey Murphy context, whether if it's a card. Again, I'm really big on SSPs. Like my world here is like, I love SSPs. I actually love using the tool I built, so I'm biased, for like things that are unnumbered and I want to understand better, like what's the actual assumed print run or sort of the hypothetical print run here, because supply helps you sort of paint that picture. And so I'll look at very much like, let's just say you're looking at a 2014 LeBron Kaboom versus a 2024 LeBron Kaboom. If you just type in LeBron Kaboom here, you're going to really quickly understand the LeBron Kaboom or the Kobe Kaboom. Well, Kobe only has the one Kaboom, but
oh, this is a good. So now I could see every single one. So he has the 18, a 13, a 2024. It tells you the pop count in order. 2015 Panini Excalibur Kaboom, 2024 Panini Revolution Kaboom. And then he has way more Kabooms than I would have thought.
And then go ahead and type in downtown, right? And you'll understand quickly like why there's so much discussion around like what is a downtown? What did they do here? And downtown's actually not as bad now that I'm looking at. Football is much worse. Like if you were to type in, you know, Mahomes downtown, you quickly, again, this is just trying to help you understand, like, not everything is sort of that is perceived.
Oh yeah,
equal
the
is
pop count's
equal,
far higher in the football
right?
one.
And that's one of the beauties of it, is like there's a lot of mystery to this hobby, which is part of the benefit, like part of it, it's a feature of the hobby, is not everything is transparent. There's sort of a line there that's been drawn, but there's tooling to help you sort of paint the picture and better understand it. And like, just not, things don't look the same set to set, things don't look the same year to year. And this is a tool that's supposed to help you understand that better, ultimately.
You've given me some feedback. So recently I changed the layout of the hobbyscore.com. So I want to show you real quick while you're here.
So I already looked. So I'm already,
okay.
I've already taken the test, unfortunately. So you're not going
to. No. So since the test, I've revamped. If you see here, I've revamped the whole. I've made it look
great.
far more professional. So where do you want to start? We could head over to NBA. It has it, you know, all the cards. It tells you how many cards are profiled, the top score.
Let's do. I actually looked at Giannis today. Let's do Shaq, because Shaq's having a moment right now in the hobby, right? So I this is exactly, and for the record, part of the reason I'm frustrated right now about the hobby is there are entities in the hobby that don't want the hobby score to exist. They don't want you to participate in a way that is, you know, they're being a little bit greedy in the space right now, in my opinion. And I'm being vague because I'm just trying not to rub, you know, too many people the wrong way. But I think what you're doing is beautiful. It's providing a different view of the hobby. You know, maybe you try to monetize it at some point. Cool if you don't, but probably there's some incentive of like, yeah, maybe this can become a thing, right? Like a lot of people do that with the idea of like, this is fun for me, but maybe it can become like a source of income to help you purchase more cards. There are entities in the space that don't want you to participate in that fashion anymore. But I think what you're doing is brilliant. Like, I think there's a lot of deep, like, significance is actually how people value cards. And like, that's part of the core value prop that you're saying here. Like, why this card matters is not really well understood. Everything is comp oriented in the space. And even you hear like, you know, the guys at Card Ladder are great at this. Teapot does this too. Like the comps are very limited in their sort of use case. They don't actually tell you the value. They just tell you what it last sold for, but they don't tell you the why. The context can be really skewed. You know, there's a really different reason behind the comp between a 2015 Jokic silver and a 2023 Wemby silver.
Yes.
You care about the player's catalog, right? Like a Jokic catalog is going to look very different than a Wemby catalog. Like there's way more options. A Wemby Prism Silver is one of a million. A Jokic Prism Silver is actually pretty rare given his catalog. And it was a much different time in the market. Point being is people like to comp those things as if they're the same. They are completely different. And so things like, you know, the relevant significance matters a ton, and why cards matter. And that's what you're trying to bring to market. More of this tooling is to the benefit of everybody because it brings more education, more interest. It's sort of, people have these narrow lanes that they love to operate in, and they're fantastic. Like there's a lot of information, a lot of different angles that people take. And so anyways, I love what you built here. I was looking at it earlier today, and you improved on a lot. Like it looks great. I mean, the design looks great. The information you're providing makes sense to me. You know, I'm excited for you to continue to ramp it up.
I appreciate it. And it's coming soon. I want to add a lot more players. And I think the best way, just like yours, when it becomes an actual database, when you have more there, I also found it intriguing. I agree with you that I think it makes it harder to control the narrative on everything when there's just more research options. However, I mean, that's how a lot of other cards can get discovered or earn, you know, some appreciation or just have a place to live, you know, so it has been similar to how you say it. It is a lot of fun to work on. I mean, we've both mentioned, I don't have hundreds of $1,000s to go buy cards. This is a fun way to stay in the thing I love without having to spend money.
Right. And it's a value. I mean, like, you know, there are, the Smarter Collector is another person that's doing something similar. It's a little bit more, it's much more manual, but again, like people are trying to help. There's a very clear path towards, like, people want to understand why cards matter when there's so many options these days. And there's a ton of information out there, but it's not really well packaged today. And so you're taking one attempt at packaging it, which is great. And again, you're only going to be able to do it in a narrow lane because it's hard to gather this information at scale, and you're doing it now, right? But it's
that's right. It is. Yes. I mean, I thought price was so hard. I mean, at first I'm like, okay, we could try to throw price in there. I'll have the year over year, which I think is really neat because I haven't seen it elsewhere. But price is really hard to keep fresh and up to date and on point and accurate. You know, you want to be accurate if you have prices. And so, yeah, you're right. It has to be kind of down a specific lane. But thank you for looking at it, and thank you for the praise on it, because it is really fun to work on. Any last, bro, this was awesome. We did almost an hour. We've done 50 minutes. I think we kind of mainly highlighted the most. So you're going to say, let's leave this way. The main thing I wanted to get out of this was like, I wanted to hear a threshold. So is it 5,000? Is it, and is that total graded or just in grade 8, just in grade 9? Like, where would we end here? What would you consider is still, and be honest, like it's not gonna, the more honest the better, you know. What number do you think is still low pop count, and then it kind of flips?
Yeah, I think ultimately you need, for 99% of the cards that people care about in the hobby, you need to have something that's of 100 or less for it to sort of sustain value over the long run. There's going to be outliers to that, but I just think nobody wants to hear that, but I think that's the reality of it, because again, even though there's all these, PSA 9s are worthless for most modern cards, and everybody kind of knows that these days. There's going to be a moment where people kind of recognize the outliers where there were no PSA 10s and the PSA 9 is the best, but for the most part, PSA 9s sell for less than raw for a reason, because they don't mean anything.
It's also too broad of a question, because if we go back to the 80s cards and 70s cards and 60s cards, your answer might change because there wasn't 40 other sets and there wasn't 40 inserts in each set. So it's also hard to compare eras. I'd argue the older stuff, the pop maybe is a little different than this. I hear you keep coming to the new stuff. Yes, you're right, because there's just so much of it outside of anything over 100.
But even then, the same rules apply. Again, I think like you will still move down, the ladder a little bit, but ultimately, you want to have a card that sort of, again, there are outliers. There are the iconic cards where it's okay to have one of the top 5,000 versions of a card. But for the most part, people don't participate in those, or you want to have a smaller pool of people because the collecting pool is smaller for these different cards. So anyways, I don't love it, but that's the way I've operated. Ever since I heard Nat say that, I was like, that's wrong. That doesn't make any sense, but it's totally right. And it's much smaller than people think, because there's just a lot of noise that make you feel comfortable that there's a lot of people participate. There's just so many options. There's endless options.
That's right. That's right. Are you going to the National?
Yeah, I'll be at Fanatics Fest. I'll be at National. I'll be at both.
Have fun at both. I'm hoping to run. I'm not going to be at Fanatics Fest, but I hope to run into you or say hi.
Yeah, for sure.
Or shake your hand at the National. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. No, I'll be there Tuesday through Saturday, so I'll be there.
Good. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm sure I'll run into you. If not, I'll DM you and try to at least come shake your hand.
Beautiful.
All right, man. Have a great week, and thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you having me.
Hey, hit the like button for Mr. Ryan Jimmy. That was a great comment. When he speaks, there's something to listen to, so very good answers. What did we not do? Thank you so much for calling on. Anyone want to call? We got about 10 minutes. Ham called in earlier. Charles just calling in. We'll throw him on. I still haven't got to Fanatics Fest. I had this up, which are kind of boring, kind of not. We had a Mike Rubin thing up. Ultimate Victor and Charles. Interesting. Awesome. Fanatics Fest. The side menu guy. Maybe we'll go a little long. I don't know. We still have 10 minutes till the 2 hours. All right, let's throw on Charles, then I'll throw on Ultimate Victory. Charles just beat you to it. Give me 1 sec. Oh, no, I can just throw you on just like that. Charles, how we doing?
Hey, now.
Oh, no. That's awesome, bro. That's the first time I've ever seen a shirt on the merch on. You won trivia night, and it took me forever to ship that to you, but it's really cool to see that on you. That's awesome.
I got to tell you, I like the cards. I really like the cards. I like the Fergie Jenkins auto. I like the Steve Garvey has a really nice signature on his auto. I'm an autograph fan. I collect autographs, so it's really cool, really nice package. I was like, what is this? I didn't even remember. I forgot all about you sending that out.
Well, I missed it. I sent you a month late, so I wanted to make sure you didn't like that. That I made you feel like you got something there for waiting a month.
Well, yeah, it's fine.
But good to hear. And the shirt, man, that's so hilarious. That's awesome. I've never seen a merch on another person, so that's just so funny.
So what can I say? Yeah, that was a really good conversation with Ryan.
Bro, he's got a lot of stuff to say. Yeah, am I not gonna? Oh, my bad. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna throw Ultimate Victory on in a minute with us, but it was a good conversation. Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Had a peer support meeting. I was leading that. That's why I never show up the first hour on Wednesdays. I was leading that tonight.
Oh, voicemails. You're right, Rhonda. Yeah, we're gonna go a little longer. I don't know because it's just too much to do. Sorry, Charles.
No, it's fine. The weird thing, the pattern I've noticed, and I'm not going to share, like, obviously not who in particular sharing stuff, but the pattern I've noticed is the compulsive behaviors that are enabled from different mechanics. It's not just breaking. It's all the mechanics in the modern hobby that are just preying on addictive personalities. And, the whole, we'll sack up and man up and stuff. And that's all well and good. But at the same time, there's some people suffering, man. And then they've got families. Like, I don't have a wife and kids. These guys have like wives and kids. And they're like, listen, man, if you don't stop spending money, I'm going to leave your ass. It's like, that's some real talk. And
yes.
This is in the sports card hobby. It's not gambling, like gambling. It's not,
no, it is
betting on
gambling,
ponies and shit. It's just you're
It's
ripping.
interesting.
Clothes.
So tomorrow I already shot this. And Ultimate Victor, I'm gonna throw you on with us. And he normally goes fast, Charles, but I already shot it, and it gets into from prospecting to investing to grading to boxes to breaking. It's all gambling mechanic, and it gets you sucked in. And some of it, grading has a little more skill than ripping a pack, of course. But you still don't know what grade you're going to get, even if you're skilled at so, it just, yes, I agree with you that a lot of the mechanics just are a bit addicting and just a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, Mike Ham, I am going to the National, actually. It'll be my first time. That's going to it's going to be crazy. I'm bringing like one of those, the little Osmo camera, the little one that all the influencers have around. I bought one of those just so I could take it around and film all the stuff. I got the pass and everything. It's just going to be crazy.
Ultimate Victory, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Charles, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
Doing well. Listen, I got a story to tell. I'm not doing a quick drive-by shooting right now.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give too much information, but if Nate, what's his face? Who's the PSA guy?
Nat Turner?
Nat, same fucking difference. Nat Turner, if you're listening, hit me up, Ultimate Victory Cards on Instagram. Listen, I got a $3,000 card. I bought off eBay. It was a raw. Sent it to authentication. Okay. It then got sent to my vault for some reason, which really pissed me off. I sent it there. It took a month to go. First, it took a month to clear authentication. Then it went to my vault. It took a month for it to appear there. But here's the situation with the vault. They don't take a picture of the incoming card, only if it's a graded card. So some jackhole over at PSA sorting cards could exchange my $3,000 card for some Professor Sports card. You see what I'm saying? So when it confirms receipt in the vault, it just says a random number. There's no picture of it. There's no identification of what the card is. So anyway, I've been waiting on this card for about 2 months. I haven't got my card back. I don't know what the fuck's going on, and it's starting to piss me off. I was going to give them a bit of an allowance, to kind of let the process go out, but I just filed a claim for my $3,000 because it's pretty evident they've stolen my card, someone there, and because the thing is, I had requested I requested the 2 cards in my vault to come back, okay? And you get a receipt, and it says the serial number they assigned the raw card. Only 1 card is coming back now off the receipt of 2 cards that I shipped. Does that make sense? So
where's the second card?
The second card is being shipped tomorrow in a box. Now, could there be both cards in the box tomorrow? I don't know. But I doubt it because the receipt of the incoming card being shipped, there's only 1 card listed, not 2 cards per versus the original receipt that I wanted shipped. Does that make sense? Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is if you send a raw card to the vault, it's like scam city for someone to steal your shit because there's no one tracking what's the card.
What exactly? Break it. Give me like you're talking to a 10-year-old. Tell me what happened to your card here.
Well, I am talking to a couple fucking 10-year-olds. Charles.
Nice.
Charles, give me some feedback. You know what I'm saying, right? No,
I'm totally okay. I'm lost.
Real quick. So you sent this card in for authentication, right? You didn't get it graded. It's just authenticated.
Right. Then it goes to my vault. There was another card in my vault. Both were raw cards. Okay.
Gotcha.
So I'm looking at my vault menu, and there's 2. It just says 2 raw cards. It doesn't have any explanation of what the card is. It just says 1x raw card with a number that.
Here, I'm gonna pick on you a bit. Give it to me in 15 seconds. The whole if you can't do it in 15 seconds, I can't follow. It's hard for me to follow. I know maybe I'm in stew. I just did 2 hours. I might be an idiot.
What are you so obsessed with the 2 hours? It's your show. This show could be 6 hours. What's it fucking matter?
No,
People want to watch you.
My brain, I just can't. Maybe it's easier for other to follow. I'm having.
All right, sorry. Okay, give me another fucking chance. I send 2 cards to PSA. I then retrieve them from the PSA vault. Right?
Copy.
Only one's being sent back on the receipt. Where's the other card?
Okay. Yes, that's what I thought. All right.
Okay,
all right.
that's what I'm trying to think. So I'm going to keep you updated.
You don't know.
No, it could be up. Charles could have the card. I don't know. It's like it could be anywhere.
And it's a
Professor, you could have
card?
it. But the thing is,
I might have it.
The thing is, I bought it at $3,000. The comp has tanked now at this point. So if they do the investigation and say, "Oh, we lost it," they're probably not going to give me the $3,000, right?
If they authenticated it already, then they would, I
I'm going to
guess.
defend myself. I do have an attention span. I have a master's degree. I have a bachelor's. I'm a teacher. I can. You come do my job. You come sit here and do it every day or these days. It's not easy to follow everything. I have 20 stories planned. I have 10 people calling and giving me different stories. It's just not that easy. So I know, yes, I'm all over the place. It's also just not that the show is all over the place. There's a million things going on. So I'm not going at Rob, but yes, just to defend myself. No, I have enough of attention span where it matters. I fucking learn and pay attention. But I'm also running something where Charles is here and Ultimate Victory's here and a new story's presented. And I just got off with Jim.
Who are you yelling at?
This Rob Zito in the chat.
Oh, fuck him. Who cares? Block him.
And by the way, Neo,
like
he
that.
sent the
I'm
card
just
in to be
annoyed. I'm just
authenticated. He didn't grade it. He sent
Well,
it
you
in to be
might lose
authenticated.
$3,000.
Yeah, and my point is, again, 3,000, whatever. But I mean, it's not an insignificant amount of money. That's all. So I'm going to keep you updated on this story. So basically, I'm waiting to see if this card comes back. But I already submitted a claim because I'm already sure that they've lost the card because it's been 2 months. Why is it? Actually, it's been like 2.5 months. Why does it take 2.5 months for a card that they don't need to do anything with to be shipped back to me? It's crazy, fucking crazy. You guys take care. Love you both.
Hey now, Ultimate Victory is the best caller. Here's the thing. If I ran that poll again today instead of 2 weeks ago, I think there's a damn good chance Ultimate Victory wins caller of midway. Anyways, Charles, what did you came on and kind of got to interrupt a little.
So,
what was,
the confusing thing is Neo's like, you can't send raw cards into the vault. If it gets authenticated and slabbed, it doesn't have to get a grade. It goes to the vault. So that's what he's talking about.
Well,
he's
you still got to get it
direct.
graded though, or slabbed, I guess. You
Right. Authenticated just means that card's authentic.
Okay, so
and you don't give a shit about the
The
grade.
vault
You just
has
put it in
no.
the slab.
Speaking of which, I have my own vault story real quick here. Let me just change this. I recently bought those. I said, is that going to keep you on? No, let's put them back. I recently bought the triple. I bought a Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Archie Manning all in one deal. 3 cards, $600, all 3. And then I bought a John Elway rookie, 1 card auto, and I sent them all to the vault. So the first one has been John Elway has been 2 weeks. It's supposed to arrive at the vault tomorrow. Okay. The other one, the 3, it got denied at authentication. Like it's 1 PSA slab, 2 Beckett slabs, is $600 purchase. I thought maybe he just canceled it because he thought maybe it was a good deal. It got denied when it went to authentication. So I found that pretty interesting. But I'm going to start testing the vault because you hear stories like his. I have other viewers like David who loves the vault and it's so easy and so no problem. So what's your experience? Have you sold or bought? Do you have a vault account?
I will not send anything to the vault. I do not trust the vault. I want all my cards.
Yeah,
in
I know.
here.
I kind of regret it.
Period.
Or yeah, I regret. I bought 3 cards, which I just went on a stupid little spree. And this is the only one I got sent to my house. And I'm so glad I did. I'm glad I have the card. I kind of wish I had the Elway. However, if you want to start listing 10, 20 cards, how easy is it to throw on the vault? You never have to do any shipping. You never have to do any packaging. So it's just so easy is the lure, is the attraction, I guess. But you hear nightmares all the time.
Yeah, it is a nightmare. And by the way, Neo, for the last time, I'm not clueless. There, Dipstick. If you get a card authenticated and send it to the vault, it goes into the vault. You don't have to. You can send raw cards in as long as they're authenticated in a slab. You can't send a raw card to anywhere and get it vaulted. That's just nuts. Does he think I'm that fucking stupid? Jesus Christ.
I have to say, I am seeing over the past couple months, we probably have somewhere around 1,000 new subscribers, and I see a lot of, some random bandits hitting on you, or not hitting on you. He's attacking Charles. Just join the group, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a lot of that's
random bandit
bystander here. 007. You belong. All right, my vault's in the microwave flares. Charles, we're going over 2 hours, 3 minutes. I have a little more I want to do. Anything else you want to throw out there before I let you go?
That was it. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the merchandise. Thanks for having me
really
on.
Cool to see on you. Oh, you about to think it's not the same thing, you idiot.
Hey Neo, anytime, buddy. You want the smoke next week?
I'm taking L. All right.
Next week, if you want the smoke, Neo, I'm all for it.
But hold on. This is why I had a little beef. You're not like, I think at first you played a little victim from me and people gained Alex sympathy but you have your own streak in you. You could go at people like you're going at Neo.
You seen what I did to Siggy, didn't you? I mean, I'm capable of it. I'm just saying.
The other thing, let me ask this one. The first day you were here, you got on Petty. Petty's been around forever. Now you're attacking Ziggy and Neo. Neo's been making content 6 years. Neo has some connections. He knows people. Ziggy has been around. Like, there's no respect for being around a little long. Fuck it.
I respect him. I don't understand where all the vitriol is coming from and calling me an idiot or something like that. It's like, dude, grow up. I thought we're adults here. Neo.
We don't got to wait till next week. Let's go.
Hey, we'll go for it, buddy. Let's do it.
So wait a minute. It's like, it's always funny because with Ziggy and Charles in the comments, it was hot, and then we got him in, and it kind of died down, and now you're really talking shit on Neo. Neo's calling you it. So let's just attack the point here. I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about.
So
what's the
he's
difference,
saying,
Neo? I think
Neo's trying to say
you
can't send a raw card into the vault. And no shit, Sherlock, you cannot send a raw card in. The card's got to be authenticated or graded and slabbed and sent in to PSA before it's vaulted, which I think is what Ultimate Victory was saying. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Neo, I've done
the take that I got from Ultimate Victory was that he sent a raw card. He was saying he sent a raw card in.
He sent a raw card and he said authenticated or whatever.
That's why I had a hard time too. I thought he bought 2 cards and it accidentally got sent to the vault. Now he wants it back. I had a hard time. And he got mad.
Yeah, eBay authentication is not the same thing as PSA graded authentication. Those are 2 different things.
Well, what I'm assuming he meant was that he sent those cards in to be authenticated and slabbed, and they put them in the vault. I don't think he's dumb enough to send in raw cards.
I think he bought a raw card. This is what I think, and it was hard to follow what was going on there.
Right.
Thank you.
I think he bought a raw card. I'm guessing he selected to have it graded by PSA, and that's why it's taking so long to show up.
Possibly, or he just bought a raw card and sent it in to maybe have an authenticated slab put on it and put it in the vault.
To me, it sounds like what I
either way, whether you get it authenticated
process
or graded, it still has to go through the whole PSA grading process, and that takes forever right now.
Yeah, what he's trying to say is he can't keep up with which one of his cards are being sent out, and he thinks one's lost. I think he's just... The way I've noticed, the way I've heard about how eBay does things is that they'll send in a big, large group of stuff to eBay authentication, and they basically say, take 2 numbers off to track your shipping on it, so you'll know what actually got there. That's what I've always heard about. As far as eBay goes, to send into authentication and then send back to you. As far as PSA goes, I don't really have 100% clue on that.
Just for people, we might go a little. We have Charles and Neo. I have a little more I want to get to. I also have a question for both of them. So, Frank, if you need to go to bed at all, I know you're doing comments. I'm just throwing that out there. Neo versus Charles. I know I'd love to get it more.
I'm waiting. He said he wanted to go next week. Let's go. What do you got, Charles?
I thought we were going to have it out, but it turns out it was just a misunderstanding. So I'm cool with that.
Oh, now you're belly
I'm not bad.
I know. Well, this is what happens when they get on it.
Every time.
Ultimate
dies. I know.
Victory for this. I'll blame Ultimate Victory. I'm blaming him. We're just going to blame him. He got all this shit started by being confusing.
Fun. It's been fun. Either way, it's good.
Are you going to be at the National, Neo?
I was ready for whatever. Charles always wants to talk mess on me, and then whenever I get on the live,
Charles talks mess on it. Charles and Ziggy are 2 peas in a pod. They're going to talk mess on anybody. They come back. They love you. They're happy. They're fine. It's hilarious. Yeah, you guys are 2 peas. It's entertaining. No, I do have a question for both of you while I have you. The news of ripping the seal, that's the biggest story of today. And let's let Neo, you probably have a little more idea of it because it was, you I don't know, where are you with it? And then we'll ask Charles, and then I'm going to kind of move on. But Neo, while I have you,
I'm in the same spot you are. I need to see it. Like let's watch this. I don't think we can have a hot take right now. I think we have to sit back.
Yes, yeah.
I think we need to sit back. We need to
right.
see what happens on Friday.
I agree.
We need to see, does it still sell out instantly? Is everyone that it really wants it? Are they able to buy it?
Nice chugs
Do people try to flip it, open boxes on eBay? Do we see that? I joked today that I'm going to sell sealed shipping boxes from Topps that have the open mega boxes inside it, because then it's still a sealed box, tongue in cheek. So I just don't think we know.
So on the note thing, again, we don't know. It said it was being shipped for anyone that buys the mega on pre. So like if I go to this local card shop,
it's still wrapped.
Are they going to be breaking? It's still wrapped.
It's up to the individual shop, like what Burbank does. This is strictly Topps.com direct.
Oh, geez. So that makes me like it less. All right. We'll see.
Well, I mean,
I want to be.
I don't know that. I don't. To play devil's advocate, I don't know that I want Topps dictating to shops what they should and shouldn't do with their product. So I don't know that I want.
It's just, but also on the flip side, it's not whatever they're doing is the reason they're doing. It's just not going to solve the whole. It's great, but it's not what the real issue is, really.
No, it's not. It's not a magic wand that's going to magically make everything better. But if it helps, if it allows a person that just wants to casually buy a box to open to log on to the website on release day and not deal with 60 billion bots trying to check out at the same time you are, and you can log on and you have a 20-minute window before it sells out. And if it makes your life a little bit easier to buy a box that you want to open for a relatively still expensive, but maybe semi-reasonable price, then it's a win. If it gets to that point, I don't know if it's going to. We just don't know. We don't.
I agree that it's Charles. You can give us a quick minute on your thoughts.
So it's just retail, right?
It
the
sounds
first
like for now
one
it's
is just mega boxes. But
okay, if it's just
Topps Chrome update, I mean that's a big product.
The value boxes sold out instantly on Wednesday or Tuesday.
If it's just mega boxes in retail, there's not going to be much there. Those don't really go a whole lot as far as resale is concerned. Your
More
big
so
money's
the
in hobby
idea
boxes.
of it, Charles. Not and again, we just don't know. So that's you're right. Me and Neo don't have a good answer for you because it could be everything. It could be 3 products a year. We just don't know.
Well, the thing is, if it does become like hobby boxes, you're going to see a lot of answers that are finally, or questions that are going to be answered about breaking. Like, are they really doing? Does it really matter if it's sealed or not, or is reselling that big of a deal in the sports card hobby? Because we know it is in Pokemon. That's one of the biggest things. We don't know if it's the case in sports card yet. And that'll be answered.
Are those new cases behind you? Or what's going on behind? Why does it look sharper? Are those cases been there on the wall?
What mine?
Cards? Yeah.
I bought a second one the other day. Yeah, I mean those
What
are all
those run.
cards.
I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
Oh, $50 on Amazon.
That's not bad.
They're
Where's
nice.
the microwave?
I know.
It is off camera on purpose so I could torment the chat.
Setting up
so they
a
can't see my
picnic
damn
in the back,
microwave.
though. It looks.
You can see my ice maker back there. That'll be good enough for y'all.
Is that
Gentlemen,
a calendar on the
any
wall? Do you still have like a physical calendar on the wall back there?
It is my calendar for my work. It tracks all my days off and like.
All right, well, let's take a guess. Neo, we each get a guess of what is on the calendar. I'm gonna guess horses.
I'm gonna go cars because he works in the car industry.
Oh,
he's actually half right. It's a Toyota calendar. It's a Toyota calendar, but it's all the employees and stuff taking pictures of their families and stuff. It's yeah. It's just a calendar I have just to keep up with my shutdown days and stuff like that.
I had that in my file that I keep on every content creator in existence.
Kenny G, you're a bad man. That's hilarious, though. No, I don't do him like that. Guys, I don't know what else. Neo's going to Fanatics Fest. I have more things I want to kind of get to, but Neo, what are you looking forward to at Fanatics Fest?
I don't know. What did you have a slide for Fanatics Fest?
I do. Well, I'm actually going to plan a whole. Charles, here's the thing. Let's have you say I don't have a screen yet with 3 cameras and the thing. I need to fix that. Charles, have a great week. Thank you for calling in. Shirt, freaking awesome to see some merch on somebody besides myself. And yeah, man.
Thanks for having me on, Professor. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, Charles. All right.
I was ready to go to war and I got belly rubs.
Yeah, we kind of. I know that's how it was zig. I didn't know how. I didn't want to instigate it, and I also didn't know how.
I was ready.
I didn't want to
I
go
was
there
ready.
that time. Okay, so for me, you mentioned I think you have a connection to stay there, and even the hotel's reasonably priced. But a flight, I'm not going to spend 400. I'm only going to fly nonstop. I don't want to connect. So I mean, 600 to fly out there. It's only what per night 350. I think I even found cheaper than that. There's 330. I thought I even found cheaper than that. I don't have to stay all 4 nights. But just between flight and book, hotel, you're looking at close to $2,000. So my point was it was going to be, especially from the West Coast, it's kind of expensive. I kind of wanted to look.
You get screwed on the West Coast. Like I'll give you an example. I have just a friend that doesn't do content, just a guy that I met going to card shows locally. He went, I don't remember if it was the first year or the second year, but because we're on the East Coast and it's a short flight, he flew in the morning at like 6 a.m., went to the show for the day, and flew home the same day and saved a ton of money. Because it's New York. It's like super easy to get in and out.
That's a pretty good idea.
You could fly in. There's a billion Ubers. You could take a train. You could take the
Is
subway.
one day does not do the national justice. I would have not been happy if I was only there one day. Does it do Fanatics Fest justice one day?
So it depends on why you are. These are not the same show, obviously, but it depends on the why. Why are you going to Fanatics Fest? Are you going just for the card show? Then yes, you could get in and out of there in a day. Are you going to go and want to go to see LeBron's Mind the Game podcast? And then you want to walk around the card show, and then you want to do the WWE walkout experience, and then you want to go do this other thing, and then you want to go back to the card show, and then you want to get a photo op with somebody. You're not going to be able to do it in a day. It just depends why you're going.
It's annoying me. I can't find I was looking at autograph prices before because just meeting with them is a whole nother.
Go to the little drop down menu on the right there.
That's what I thought, and I could not find it. Ultimate Victory called. We can have him explain.
Click talent.
Oh, okay.
And then scroll that right there. Buy photo op. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. All right, hold on. Let's throw Ultimate Victory on real quick.
So if you scroll down, then you have to click on, like, it'll just list the athlete because some are doing photo ops, some are doing autographs. It just depends.
So email me a JPEG for $200. I want additional prints, standard autograph 190. All right, that's virus. And by the
most
way,
expensive was Jalen Brunson. He was $1,000.
Oh, I bet. And in New York.
And that was photo op only, no autographs, which I saw he's having wrist surgery, so I'm guessing that's what happened.
Wait, who's having wrist surgery?
Jalen Brunson. They announced like yesterday
really?
that he's having off-season wrist surgery, which is why I'm guessing he's not there for autographs.
Ultimate Victory, you might be able to explain yourself here.
Hey, sorry to call in again. I hate these fucking people who call in 6 times, but I'm becoming one of them.
You're great.
I'll try to be quick. I just wanted to clarify. You can send the raw card to the vault. They don't document it. They don't take any account of what the card is. They just throw a serial number of their own on it. And after it got through eBay authentication, it got sent to the vault, and that was what was going on. I didn't send it directly to the vault, but yeah, technically you can't send cards, like in parentheses, like quotation marks, can't send raw cards. You can't, but you actually can. They just keep them there, and they don't display them. They don't do anything. So that's what was going on. That's all I was saying. I'm trying to get the card back, and now it's fucking gone. Just like I'm gone. Love you, Neil. Bye.
Hey now.
Yeah, I everything I've ever been told, shown, or whatever is that you cannot send raw cards to the vault. So maybe it got sent there accidentally. I don't know. Maybe there's some weird eBay glitch.
Because when he first called it, he was like, it went to the vault, and I thought I didn't send it to the vault. So maybe it did go there accidentally. Who the hell? It just, there's too many mix-ups. Like, I'm sure 90% of orders probably go standard, maybe even higher, but you just hear too many stories.
Yeah. But yeah,
by the way, have you had experience with the vault?
I have bought stuff from the eBay PSA store and had it sent, just had them keep it in the vault and then ended up shipping it later just to save on the sales taxes. And my biggest problem, I don't mind the vaults. My biggest problem is, and I had the same issue with Fanatics Collect, it just takes forever to get your shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's what. So this is the first time.
Like you have
agree.
You have to be very intentional with what you're doing. It's like if you have cards in your vault that you want to take to the national, you need to like plan for that like 6 weeks ahead of time.
I agree. Yes, I'm learning. I wanted to put a card in there, or a few cards, so I could, because I just hear so many things, and there's a lot going on with that thing. We got another caller with us now. Well,
with like the PSA vault, if you want to use it, I think that the trick is just don't pull your cards out. It's like you kind of do like what SCR is doing with like you're just basically buying and selling and flipping within the vault, and you're never actually, or
which
maybe
is
like
semi-attractive to me. I don't want to list 25, 50, 100 cards. I don't want to ship my 100 cards.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's a lot of gradients trying to do this, I guess. Everyone's trying to do the same thing.
I've used the direct to PSA feature, like back when you could actually send cards in the grade with PSA for reasonable prices. I would send stuff in and then immediately just have it. I would have, say I sent like a 20 card order in, I'd have like the 5 cards I actually want shipped home. And then I would have the other 15 just go straight to PSA and just sell on there. Because one, you save a little bit on fees, and then there's like just zero hassle. It's like they just handle
that's the biggest.
It's just convenience. I hate shipping cards. It's my least favorite thing to do.
You and me both. I hate especially if there's like 15, 20, 25. How are we doing? Breaker J.
Hey baby, I hate the vault, and I think that it's like physical media going away and coming back. You know what I mean? I think it feels like that to me. You know what I mean? But I guess just don't keep your PC there, or don't keep something you really care about in there, right?
No, I'm glad I got the Magic here, and I kind of regret not bringing the Elway here. But if I do want it liquid, it just seems like the smart thing to do is the potential of scale and listing 50 cards with nothing back, no work.
Yeah,
there's some back echo, Jay. I'm not sure. Anyways.
Yeah, I think so. Part of one of the good, I mean, to play devil's advocate on the pro side of the vault, if you had super high-end shit, I could see potentially vaulting stuff like that if you don't have
that way you don't have
to keep it secure. Like if you just don't want to work, if you don't want to sweat it, like if you have like $100,000 cards or whatever,
like instead of a safety deposit box, keep it there.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, and there's tax advantages. Just a lot of these vaults as well on the super high end that people take advantage of too.
Sure,
so there's use cases for them. I think I'm not going to say I completely hate them. I think they are a tool that you have in your arsenal that may not work for every single thing in your collection, but there are some aspects of them that are handy, but there are some pain points too.
Can you hear me better, baby?
Much better. Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I was going to say for flipping, great, save the shipping, have it go direct to to who needs it, but anytime I get a chance, like I always like doing hand-to-hand or deals, or not even if it's at a show, if you meet someone, or if you got people you do business with, the card shops too. I'll give you what I'm going through right now. We had the Panini Live randomizer today to get meetings with Panini today. And of course, I'm trying to do business on the Stanley redemption autograph that expired Christmas 2014. So we're going to have a little bit of work to do. We could not get an appointment with him, so we're walking up to the booth at the National. So
wait, tell me that. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're taking walk-ups though.
I missed that. Give me that sounded very interesting. I saw some chat. Took my. Tell me that one. What do you have in your hand here? A Stanley.
This is a Stanley redemption from 2013, 2014.
Who made it?
Panini. This is a Panini product. So I called up today. I tried to get on the website. I tried to set an appointment in the brackets of time, because it's a lottery. And they said, we're not going to take it during the lottery. I told them, I said, you take care of it years before. They said you could walk up to the booth and we'll see what we can do for you. So I'm not going to have an appointment. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to give the name of the people I talked to. And
you think they're going to give you something for it?
I'm hoping they give me a box for this. I bet that they do give a box. In years past, you can get a box for this. Whatever color box it is each year, right?
I thought it was within 120 days of expiration for this. Well, they put something out today that had the restrictions on it. Because I saw it fly across social, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, I'm going to be there and take my chances, but this is another reason
why. Why not? Sure.
Upper Deck is the best. 20 years for Upper Deck. So if you got something from 2000, if you got something from 2006, you're good till end of year. So
dude, that's crazy, actually.
Yeah, wild stuff too. But this expired Christmas 2014, if you can believe it or not. Too. Never scratched it. Just hit this just 6 months ago. So.
Oh, really? Wow, crazy. It's sat in the pack for 15 that many years.
Yeah, but I'm interested. How many can I ask each of you? How many cards do you have in the vault? And I keep everything the same way as physical media.
I'll go first
I'm old
because
school.
my answer is easy. This is the first time I've ever sent any. I bought the card 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, let's try it because I've heard all these things. So obviously, I want my own experience. Every card I own is in this room or the next room, so I'm very much like you, but the attraction of having a little 20 card store in the vault where I don't have to do anything or very little, and I've also, some of the viewers have contacted. There's a few of them that really love it. It's frictionless. It makes it so liquid. I don't know. But just so in fairness, if you're watching, other people don't love it as much as you. So there's a middle ground because he just pumps it up and thinks it's changed the whole entire game. So how about you, Neo? I don't think, from my sounds, it doesn't like you have a lot there.
I currently don't have anything in the vault. I did have a few cards in the PSA vault, but like I said, it was vintage Magic the Gathering stuff that I just randomly bought, and then I just let it sit there until you could pull it out for the reduced rate. So like 3 months or something it has to stay in there for. I had a few things in the Fanatics Collect vault that I also recently had shipped home. And then I had a few things in ComC that I had shipped home at like the beginning of the year. So right now I don't have anything vaulted. When I travel, I do secure my stuff in secure storage. So it's just not like when I'm not home. So it's just not sitting in the house.
But the storage is not the PSA vault though.
Correct. I'm not sending it off. I'm taking it somewhere else locally.
I mean, between all the meetings coming up at Fanatics Fest and the National and all the box slashing and all the old redemptions and everything else, it's going to be a real nuclear time. And I'm looking forward to bumping into anyone that I find there. I'm going to be there for a good time, not a long time, kind of like the professor. But New York is maybe for me. I mean, I could hop on a train and get down there in a couple hours, but the National, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure because I got some business to deal with Panini, and I'm not talking about sandwiches made with bread.
You're crazy, bro. No, God damn, you're gonna lose my train of thought. So, Fanatics, National shows. No, now what the hell were you talking about? It was so interesting. I'm sorry, man. That was a funny joke you made. The panini bread. Nah. So I lost.
No, you were talking about just the redemptions and going through those, and then the vault. We were talking about the vault beforehand.
No, you made a good point. Like 30 seconds ago, I had some to add to it, but I don't freaking remember.
Well, I'll say this. I would think that, and all the things to deal with too, you want to feel confidence with it, So anytime you hear a horror story, it's projected. It's like if you hear something bad about a restaurant, they're going to tell 15 people. If you have a good one, no one's going to hear about it. So it's kind of the same thing with the format of the show, where you get the truth when you talk to the professor. We love
hey
it.
now.
Hey now.
Gentlemen, I'm going 2.5 hours. I have a little more I want to do. Anything else you want to throw out there before we move on?
Are you pulling up costs for Fanatics Fest because you're thinking about a last minute trip, or were you just like curious?
I can't. No, I wanted to prove that. Yeah, man, $2,000 to go over there, another $1,000 to have some fun. I don't have $3 extra grand to go waste on that trip. Not waste. Spend on that trip. It wouldn't be a waste. You know what? I'd probably have fun.
You could do a one night stay. You could fly out early in the morning.
Yeah,
spend the whole day at the show, stay one night, fly out the next night.
Yeah,
it just seems crazy.
Because the room is what kills you, especially because it's World Cup final weekend. Like all right, so you fly out Thursday morning. The show starts Thursday afternoon. You go to the show Thursday because you're gonna get a cheaper rate on the hotel. Go to the show Friday, and you fly out on a red eye Friday night, and then you're back home with a one night hotel stay.
My thought process has always been in cards. It's like, okay, the flight just to get there and back is going to be $600. Just the flight. I could buy a card for $600. Then everything else is like, now I understand Fanatics Fest is the experience and not the card. Obviously, I'm making content. I'd have a better perception of everything. Just expensive. Oh, what'd he say?
Or you fly out Saturday morning, you go to the show, then you go to WWE Saturday Night Main Event at MSG.
Damn, that sounds fun.
And then you fly home Sunday
and just
before you get the hell out of town before the World Cup final. That's the trick.
You're making me look at it again. I can't imagine I end up going, but you are making me consider going out for one day. If I ever go to Jeff Wilson's shop, that's what I'd do. I'd fly there for the day and just fly home.
I wouldn't, just because you're West Coast, I don't think it makes sense to fly there and back in a day. I think you would want to do a one night stay.
All right.
Just because you're West Coast, because you're going to get screwed on the time change coming out. Like you're going to lose 3 hours of your day. In addition, like you're going to have, what is that? Probably a 4.5 hour flight. I think for
so
me,
did you have so
flight
much
to
fun that you're egging me on to go because you really did have a good time and you want
I
me to
just
see
think it's
it,
content gold for you walking
Sure,
around with like
you're
Libby
not
Dunn buying
wrong.
cards next
The
to
rest,
you.
the wrestling is great too. There, I mean, it's kind of cool that
There's
they have
so
that
much
little
wrestling shit
crossover.
there.
Yeah, the crossover with the wrestling is really cool. That's kind of drawing me to go, even though it's not a big, it's not a heavy AEW presence. But I mean, even just a couple years ago, they did MJF autographs at the National out of the pack. So,
How much run would you get having someone record you do the WWE walkout just to have as a 60-second reel for endless use?
I mean, my month would be made if I did that. I mean, that would be a blast.
Who would you walk out to?
he'd have to come out to
Oh,
his
that's a hard
song on
question.
here, not any of the bullshit songs. He'd have to come out to the Hey Now,
Oh,
Hey Now, Hey Now.
Oh, okay. You know, I'd love to come out to the GoldenEye song if I could.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Who would you walk out to? Which wrestler?
That is hard. I'd have to think about that.
Because you have to do their, that's the thing. People expect you to do their shtick too. You can't just like walk out. Like you got to be able to do like whatever they do.
Oh, the first person that comes to mind, CM Punk, but I'd have to think longer.
That's a pretty easy one. What, you just got to get down on your knees, tap the watch, yell.
Old
"It's
school
clobbering
Bailey.
time."
No, old school Bailey. Give people hugs.
50 people just left the room. Gentlemen, have a great night. Thank you for calling in, and I'm going to think about Fanatics Fest.
If you need travel tips for Fanatics Fest, let me know because I've done it twice and I've done 5.
Neil, you're making me flattered. I want to go now. It's like, damn, okay.
New York's a good time. No, New York's a good time. You'll love it.
I've never been either, so
yeah, you'll
And
love
you get you get the bonus of how many times are you going to get a chance to see WWE and MSG? I know you get WrestleMania because you're lucky there, but
no, going to wrestle. I have a feeling. Are you going to that or no?
Saturday Night Main Event.
Yes, I think you
Yes.
are, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I mean, yeah.
You might see me. I don't want to. I splurged for very good seats.
Hard cam. He's on the hard cam.
Be looking out for Neo on next Saturday night, not this Saturday, next Saturday night.
Just hold up the Professor Sports Card sign or Sports Card Investor, whatever sign you want.
We're on the rail.
Welcome the
walkout.
Canadian.
We're on the rail on the walkout ramp.
We went when it was in on Long Island, which was I think the first one. It was the one where KO hit him with the package pile driver after it went
You
off
guys
the air.
are 2.5 hours. I'm finally. I'm just bam. Let's get guys. You guys are the best. We can't. Come on. This is hilarious. I'm throwing them back up real quick. They're too kind, gentlemen. Thank you for calling in. Have a great week. And this was
Hey
awesome.
now.
I'll see
awesome.
you in New York next weekend, Prof.
Hey, really cool. Yeah. No, thank you guys. What do we got? 2.5 hours. Frank's still down there. I don't know. Frank, you want to check in real quick? I have more. Let's see how much of it's actually, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. No. Michael Rubin. We already did that. Fanatics Fest. Oh, I'll save this for next week. Sideman, I'll save for next week so that we have a little something there. It's not timely. Michael Rubin. What else? I'm going to Summer League tomorrow. I wanted to talk about these receivers we could do next week. CI Auctions has an auction going on right now. And they have, normally it's just all vintage, but tons of modern. I'm curious. The pictures are so big right here. So anyways, this auction ends in 4 days. I want to say Sunday, 3 days was 4 days. That got me thinking about these cards. What are these called? Alter Egos. And it got me seeing that $4,000 I was talking about earlier. Alonzo, it is 1-1 every set, every year. They're going to come out with more of these. It is a cool card, but at what point, and it's a PSA, I think these cards struggle because the Kevin O'Learys and the guys with money, they don't want this. Maybe it's a 1-1. Maybe they do. Maybe it's not Jordan. You already see it now too. It's going to be a select pool. They can't sell everybody. It's too hard for the public. You have to really narrow in like a stooge on 3 players and everyone else doesn't matter. And unfortunately, Pete Alonso is going to be Jeff Bagwell. He's just not going to matter. I think that's it. We did 2.5 hours. I thought it was a great show. Thank you.
What happened to the poll?
What? Thank you. That's why we got Frank. What happened? He came out of nowhere. It's Frank. Get back. Frank, you're still here. You made it through a long show. How you doing, Frank? How was the show?
It's a good show.
Good show.
Yesterday was sublime.
Ooh, one of my favorite
that
brands.
was yeah. So I'm very disappointed in both Charles and Neo. I thought I was about ready to go down. That's why I didn't go to sleep. I mean, Charles,
Dang, you stayed up for that?
I know. Charles, you could have gone after Neo for defending, national pricing for PSA. I mean, $230 for a fucking grade. I mean, come on now. It was sitting there. It was like, did Daddy Hoj, like, you know what I mean, tell you to pump it up so you get the exclusive next time? I mean, come on. I was sitting there.
Yeah, but
right there
Neo
for
could
you.
always, Neo's got some ammunition for
I know,
Charles
he would
too.
have.
So
Oh, I know. Charles is smart.
oh, look at that. You on top and me on the bottom. How do you know? All right, there it is. Crystal wins.
Chad's gonna love that one.
Oh, God. Oh shit. That was
All
that's
right, I'm
terrible.
out. See
Get the fuck out of here.
On that.
Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, and there's my there we are. All right. So I think, guys, what a fun 2 nights. I didn't have to get all riled up tonight. There was a few moments. Blasphemous, Zach, Ruggs, Capital. I don't even know who else. KK had a question I starred. Where was it? KK. I don't understand hockey products. Where was KK's? When doesn't collect record publish gem rate data? What are Ryan's takes? The tax advantages. Yeah, I let that go before. I was kind of curious too, but they're playing. It's funny money. It's funny. They just, can we say exactly? I can't. Maybe Neo could, but there's just no, it's funny business. All right, gentlemen. Chris Sewell moves on next week. Who's the vote going to be? I don't know what the hell I'm doing at this point. By the way, no, Ultimate Victory. You're a great caller. Also, like Canadian I saw here, I don't remember his full name or screen name. First show ever. We've been going about 11 months. In August or September, it'll make a year of every Tuesday, Wednesday. It's been a very fun year. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to all participants. Shout out to Rhonda. Big shout out to Frank. Hit the like button. And we'll do it again next week. Tomorrow, I have a smart board video coming out on, kind of gambling. And we'll do it again next week. Have a great week. Thanks so much.